Jazzy on a Tuesday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 203, your time check. Brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Well, these St. Louis Cardinals, they're on fire right now. 6-3 winners last night against the Brewers. They jumped out early, got a key knockout hit, steady pitching, some timely insurance runs. It was outstanding. Another great night at the ballpark. How about the big swing moment? Ivan Herrera hit a bases-loaded double.
Yeah, it could have been better if it was a home run.
It was close, Jamie. It was close for you. You thought to yourself, this is the moment.
I did.
This is what
As it was carrying.
all my hard work is about to pay off.
Dedication to this guy.
Dedication, loyalty. Hit off the base of the wall.
Yeah.
It was close, though. So that turned the game from 1-0, tight, anyone's game, to a 4-0 deficit for the Brewers and a lead for the Cardinals. And
good thing.
That was really the decisive moment. Yeah, unfortunately. And listen, Gordon Graceffo's been outstanding all season.
Yeah.
He's been outstanding for the Cardinals.
How was he last night?
A little bit of a speed bump last night.
A
little bit of a speed bump.
I know.
You didn't want to see Riley O'Brien in that game.
I blame Chip, Carey, and Brad Thompson
for highlighting how great.
Just how great Gracefo has been.
Yeah.
And no sooner did Brad stop talking, did the horror begin.
Yeah.
Way to go, BT.
Jackson Churio, who was unstoppable last night.
First game.
Glad he's back.
He only got on base 4 times.
That's it.
That's it.
Felt like more.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But I blame Brad.
I think that's fair.
I mean, he knows.
He knows. He's a big boy. J.J. Weatherholt drove in the first run in the second inning. Cardinals never trailed in the game. Let their pitching attack hitters aggressively. Kyle Leahy was pretty good. 5 1/3. Only allowed the 1 run. Limited the damage. No collapse there. Didn't necessarily dominate, but I think he seized. He completely stabilized the game for the Cardinals, and that's what they needed. And Kyle Leahy now has put together back-to-back good starts. So I thought that was another
that was
big
nice
takeaway.
To see Leahy shove a little bit there. Maybe he is what the Cardinals thought he was going to be. He's had a couple of good outings in a row. We'll see.
Yeah. And the bullpen outside of McGreevy was good. Soriano came in and pitched well, CD.
I thought that last night was a good game for the Cardinals. I mean, I'm baffled at the move to walk J.J. Weatherholt to face Ivan Herrera with the bases loaded. I understand it to a degree. You got a force out at all bases, cool. But he's the best Cardinal on the team in getting on base. Finding a way, whether it's walking, getting hit by a pitch, driving the ball to the wall in the outfield and scoring all 3. Like, that was a baffling move. I'm sure there are some people in Milwaukee today, like, what the hell are we doing? Why would he do? We over-criticize every single managerial decision.
Right.
But that was a great decision for us. I mean, you walk JJ, and kudos to JJ for, I guess, putting pressure on that coaching staff and that team, saying, hey, if you pitch to me, I'm probably going to put it in play, and you're going to get 2 runs. And so they walk him. And Ivan Herrera hits one to the wall and gets all 3 in. So I think the Cardinals it's been fun. Like, I continue to say this, it's been fun watching this team play. I'll be honest, these were not my expectations. I'm still not, of the mindset that they're going to win a World Series. I'm sure that there are people out there that are. I'm sorry, Jamie, you included.
What the hell, man? But if your expectation isn't that, like, why do you even bother playing?
I'm not playing. I'm watching.
But you do. You play vicariously through the...
Well, that's when you get in trouble. And we know a lot of parents that do that. Don't live vicariously through your young ones. So I'm excited about what I see every single day. Like, every single day I see, progression, maturation. Guys are out there playing their butts off. I don't think there is too much to complain about this team. It's been fun to watch.
I think one of the hidden stats from last night's game too, was that the Brewers are 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position. I mean, that's the game right there for them. They had 11 hits, same as the Cardinals, got guys on base consistently, but they couldn't convert those chances. Who does that sound like to you over the years?
The Cardinals.
I feel like runners in scoring position was such a huge issue for the Cardinals the last couple of years. It's great to see the other dugout now deal with that. at least in one example last night. And I thought the biggest contrast between the two teams is the Cardinals had timely hitting. They had situational execution. They added insurance runs late, 7th and 8th, so they never stopped hitting. And I thought they played good, clean, winning baseball. And that is what we have asked of the Cardinals since the whole rebuild situation came about. Just play good, clean baseball. I don't care who's out there, good, clean baseball. And this is kind of, it's funny, right? Like, to CD's point, our expectations were low, and yet they're playing their guys, which is one of our biggest gripes. I know it was for me. Carey, I know that was one of your biggest issues too. They're playing their guys. When they get to the ballpark, they know what positions they're playing. They know generally. Genuinely, and genuinely feel great about the fact that they know where they are in the lineup, right? And again, the issue that we've seen over the years was we weren't playing fundamental ball. There wasn't a lot of sacrificing going on. There wasn't a lot of intrigue, not much excitement, not driving in runners when they have their opportunities. All of that is flipped in the first month plus. Love it.
I love it too. Like I'm so excited about this team. Not ready to buy my World Series of Bust shirt just yet.
I think we just enjoy it.
Yeah, just enjoy it. Enjoy the ride, Jamie.
Why
you don't know
you?
when you're going to get on it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why wouldn't you?
So you take that bull by the horns.
I wouldn't advise that.
That's fine. That's fine.
You ever grab a bull by the horn?
A lot of people do.
I did it one time.
It's a metaphor, but that really
On
happened.
the outside of the bullpen, by the way, just to see, because there's a
Did he lose it?
Big, and I touched it first. It was like, oh, he's fine. And then when I grabbed it, I got a little cocky. And then I
Gave him a little tug.
Give him a little tug,
And
you know?
he said no.
Not having it. He flung that head around. I'm lucky I didn't lose my arm.
Yeah.
And they start kicking at the friggin' gate. I'm like, okay.
Let me at him.
Sorry.
Yeah. And then he said, then the farmer goes to me, he goes, son, you notice that he's all alone right now? Yeah, he goes, where is all the other ones? And I said, well, they're all over there. You know why that is? It's mating season. So he's a little edgy.
Oh, boy. Laundry.
So he says, don't touch his horn. And I said, good advice. Both ways.
You know,
Didn't know
if you want advice,
Dude, that's what he said.
if you want advice, Marsh,
He set that whole story up.
he did, just to say that one line.
I did.
Just to say that one
I
line.
was going to bring up some Cardinals related thing, and I can't now.
No, you can.
No, I don't want to.
Listen, it's a
I don't
bumpy.
think I can.
It's a bumpy transition, but let's get let's get it back on the road here, okay?
Let's get you back on the bull.
Cardinals, let's get you back on that bull. Don't touch the horn.
By the way, have you ever, not a real one, but the mechanical bull?
Oh, they're dangerous, too.
No.
You've never been on a mechanical bull?
I ripped a full suit in San Jose, a place called Saddle Rack. We were all drunk. I'm not kidding you. Owen Nolan was there from the San Jose Sharks. Twister was there, and they had a mechanical bull. And back then, we used to all just wear our suits because we had to. There was no plain clothes. So we're at the bar, and I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I see a couple people up there. I'm like, I could do that. Twister's like, yeah, you should. Good.
Did he know?
Oh, God, yeah, you do. I get up there, and of course, so bullheaded, right? Pardon the pun. Right. And I'm like, I'm not letting go. And all of a sudden, my suit rips, the jacket ripped. And
Nice.
had to get on the plane the next day, all ripped up to shreds. It was great.
What happened to you, son? What a bull.
They knew.
Yeah. It was
Word
you.
traveled fast.
Sure.
Yeah, good old Saddle Rack. Hopefully it's still there.
It's probably like the Bunny Ranch in Vegas, you know?
I didn't rip my suit there.
Similar.
They tore that down.
Oh.
Yeah, they bulldozed it.
Why'd they do that?
Anthony knows 'cause he was there.
Me and Lamar.
Good times.
Friend.
Where are you at? Honey, I gotta go pick up Lamar again. Sorry. Be back in a couple of days.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
Netflix. Hey, Staltz, where you at? I'm in St. Louis. I'm going to need you in Vegas.
On the way.
Be there in 5 days. Don't die. It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. How did we get there?
Marsh has something to say about the Cardinals.
Yeah, go, Marsh.
I think the Cardinals are just taking the bull by the horns right now. Are you kidding me? They are a few games out of first place in the Central, and really, if you look at the standings, you sort of just have to stay. I mean, on pace with the rest of the NL Central. So I'm sure they're laughing at a text that I read.
Stop. Because Stoltz was there with the vitamins.
You know what you need, Lamar? Some folic acid in your life. All right, it's a Fast Line on 101 ESPN. We're off to a good start. Brewers and Cardinals, 6:45 tonight, although it's supposed to rain all day today, so I don't know if they get this one in. Hopefully they do. Let's not kill any of that momentum when it comes to the Cardinals. Brandon Spratt goes for the Brewers. Andre Palante goes for the Cardinals, at least according to ESPN. What MLB.com probably has, like
Somebody different.
Yeah, it's a guy we've never heard of for the Brewers.
Why don't we just check?
Okay, let's do that.
Maybe we'll have a lineup too. Who knows?
Still holding.
It's this.
Brandon.
It's him.
Spratt.
Palante on the mound. No lineup yet.
All right, when we get a lineup, we'll play the lineup game. Can this brand of Cardinals baseball win in the now and future? That's next on 101 ESPN.
I think what's really struck me about this Cardinals club is they're playing without any sort of expectations, and I don't mean that as a dig. I was talking to Matthew Liberatore over the weekend, and he made up a really good point. He said, you know, the team traded away all their veterans, and the guys left in the clubhouse are a core of youth, and everyone in that clubhouse, more or less, came up together through the minor leagues. Now, they didn't all reach the St. Louis Cardinals at the same time, but they've all crossed paths with each other coming up through player development. So they know each other, and they know how to play, and they have their chemistry. And they were tasked in the beginning of the year by Chaim Bloom and Ollie Marmol with a difficult assignment. Create the new culture, the new identity of what they hope will be the next brand of Cardinals baseball.
That was Katie Wu of The Athletic, who joined BK and Ferrario earlier today, talking about the Cardinals' young guys being tasked with developing the new culture. You heard her viewpoint on that. Marsh, this is something you also brought up yesterday when we were talking about the Cardinals and the young players coming together. And you had mentioned how, again, the team, the young guys, Jordan Walker and J.J. Weatherholt to some degree, you know, Ivan Herrera, some of these guys grew up, Mason Wynn, together within the minors, played with each other for varying years, and then, you know, are now doing it at the big league level. The thing that I didn't mention yesterday, and Katie Wu, when she was talking, reminded me of, again, just like when you were talking yesterday, Marsh, reminds me of the Memphis Mafia. The group of young players that came up in 2011 that helped the Cardinals win that World Series. Oh. Daniel Descalso, John Jay. I'm just pointing out that they won the World Series in 2011.
219.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
But maybe.
Cinco de Mayo.
John Jay and Daniel Descalso, obviously part of the Cardinals now, the coaching staff. But those were a couple of the players that came up through Memphis, won at Memphis, and then eventually contributed on that club. Now, you also had guys like Chris Carpenter and Yadier Molina and Adam Wainwright. So it's not like it was just the young guys in that situation. But this reminds me of it. I like the fact that the Cardinals, this group, the young guys, have been given the opportunity to establish themselves as either leaders or part of the culture or the players that are going to be tasked to creating a new identity. They've been given that opportunity, and so far they're running away with it.
Yeah, it's fun. We've been talking about it all season long, and it's like we didn't know what to expect from this team. Really didn't. And most of us, if we're going to be honest, expected it to be kind of ugly. Mm-hmm. And we're hoping for glimpses of excitement, glimpses of talent and development, so that by the end of the year you could see the vision. Well, we haven't had that moment yet as far as like being bad. Mm-hmm. The Cardinals have been good from day one, and they just continue to produce. They continue to play well. And I think it's time to say that it's no longer just a bleep on the radar. They beat the Dodgers, they beat the Brewers last night. Like, they're beating real baseball teams. So the narrative at the start of the season, they haven't played anybody good. Mm-hmm. I think those are gone now. Now, do I think that they can keep this up for 162? I don't know. But I'm more confident now than I was 3 weeks ago that this is actually the version of the Cardinals that we can expect. It is a lot of fun. I do think there's a ton of validity to these young guys being super comfortable amongst themselves or amongst each other because of the familiarity that they've had throughout the years, whether it's in the minor league camps or minor league rosters or Cardinals camp, whatever it is. They've all kind of crossed paths in a certain way with each other, and there's a comfort level that comes with that, and we're seeing that on full display. It's a lot of fun, and the key to me is I'm kind of wondering who had their hand in it the most, because the offensive output from this team is nothing that I expected. Like, Gorman is making more contact with the ball. Jordan Walker speaks for himself. Herrera hasn't had the power yet, but he's on base every game. He's doing damage. J.J. Weatherhold's doing damage. Like, you go through the roster, and guys have figured some things out. Mm-hmm. And I know that's on the player, because every player has to control their own destiny, so to say. But who's the one? Is it Chaim Bloom bringing in extra eyeballs or certain things that he's been able to add to this? Is it the coaching staff that now is able to operate the way they want to operate? Mm-hmm. I don't have the answer to it. But this team overall, when you look at it, is trending in the right direction to where it's a really fun baseball team. And I kind of turn on the TV now expecting them to win.
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy. Given that they're supposed to be in a rebuild. Brant Brown deserves a lot of credit, too. Brant Brown, the hitting coach.
Yeah.
And, if you're Brant Brown, there's only so much you can do. He was hired in 2024. He's hired in October of 2024, which means 2025 was his first season. It's a little difficult to tell Nolan Arenado, hey, this is what I think you should do. Arenado is established. He's a big league player. Not to say that Arenado didn't go to his hitting coach and get tips and advice and all that stuff, but it's a little easier, I would imagine, to be a hitting coach and say, here guys, we're going to start with a blank slate. You're a lot of young hitters. Most of you are not established. Here is how I think we should attack this. And you have kind of a team plan as well as an individualized plan, because obviously not all hitters are the same. So I think Brant Brown being able to completely put his game plan in place and work with the hitters individually, I think he deserves a lot of credit as well.
Yeah, I think when you ask the question, is this sustainable for now and the future, I guess the question is, what is it? It is hitting with runners in scoring position. It is playing sound defense. It is hitting with power and average. It is running the bases extremely well, which is something I think 2 years ago was one of the worst attributes of this team. They couldn't run the bases to save their lives. Mm-hmm. Like they were all over the place, getting picked off, getting thrown out, making poor decisions on the base paths. I think right now you're watching a team that is more confident, more composed, and really ready to take on, all of the things that they're facing night in and night out. They're doing a fantastic job and being patient. You're seeing, J.J. Weatherholt has been outstanding. Right? And you thought that maybe this could be what he was because he's hit everywhere, but you're seeing that he has the plate discipline. He does a great job. Alec Burleson is continuing to show his worth here. The growth that Jordan Walker has made at the plate is outstanding. Like there were people ready to write him off last year, the year before. Get rid of him, trade him while his value is. I even saw a text yesterday say, trade him now, his value's high. Like I chuckled a little bit. I'm like,
trade them all,
dude, you're crazy. But I just think that you're seeing growth, you're seeing progress, you're seeing maturation, and you're seeing a team that is dialed in. And I think they have to do. I don't know if they have as much talent as some of the other teams. They seem to have it, but I don't know when it all comes down to it. Are the Dodgers that much head and shoulders above everyone else, including the Cardinals? Probably, even though they just took two or three from them. But when you're looking at this team, the question is, what are they doing so well? And it's all of the minor detailed things that I think that they weren't doing as well a few years ago.
Yeah, the Cardinals are top 10 in home runs, OPS, runs scored, RBIs, and slugging. That's their offense. I think when we look at this team, can they win now? I think they can, and we're seeing it right now. For the future, I believe they can, but it comes down to pitching. And we always talk about that. I just mentioned runs scored. They're ninth. Mm-hmm. They're ninth in Major League Baseball in runs scored. They have a +3 run differential. That's because of the pitching. When this pitching starts to develop and become a wagon, maybe, I think that is when we'll start to see this team really shine, because the offense has shown up quickly in this rebuild. And it's really fun to watch.
Absolutely. Well, let's hopefully continue. Marsh, do we have a lineup yet?
Oh, let me just check, Anthony.
Hit the old,
Why don't we
refresh.
I'll hit that refresh button for you. Maybe they're waiting. Nope. We have to wait. It's not out yet.
Well, the suspense.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to wait. We're going to go to what's trending.
Oh, I thought you said we were going to do it anyway.
I was like,
yeah. Well, you know what? We'll put the lineup together, Ollie.
Should we do our lineup and see if it matches?
No. What's trending is next on 101 ESPN.
Anthony, I was at Mentality last week, and one of the guys in there, he said, man, this is my second time seeing you in here, and it's just mind-blowing that you all actually come in and do the things that you talk about on the radio. Like, we're not just spokespeople for the Mentality. We actually visit there. We actually go and get some of the treatments that are there because we know how beneficial it is. I've been going for over a month now. You've been going for a few years. You understand exactly what they're doing and how great it is for us to feel better every day.
You know, it's funny that you bring up that story because somebody a listener actually reached out to me on Facebook and said, hey, man, love the show. Trust your opinion on this. And do you actually go into Mentality? I said, yeah. And he had said, you know, he wanted to do something. Mm-hmm. And I didn't ask him what that something was, but I had a feeling.
Right.
He wanted to do something maybe about his weight, about the how he had been feeling, maybe low energy. All those things are impacted by low testosterone. As we get older, guys, that testosterone that starts to dip, and then you start to feel a little bit more sluggish. You start to have more mood swings and things like that. If you want to do something just like this listener did, CD and I highly recommend Mentality. And CD, I was typing this big, long message back to him, and I couldn't wait to just send it off to him and say, hey, try it because these are all the things that have helped me along the way. And I love the fact, too, CD, that at any point I can change my program depending on how I'm feeling.
Yeah, they start with a comprehensive 100-point blood panel. They'll build a personalized treatment plan specifically for you. That could be testosterone replacement therapy or targeted peptide therapy that'll help you focus and get back to being the younger version of yourself. 94% of the men renewed energy and focus within 60 days. So schedule your appointment today with Mentality at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals pick up a victory last night over the Milwaukee Brewers, 6-3 the final. Andre Palante will toe the rubber tonight for the Cardinals. Hopefully we'll get the first pitch at 6:45. We'll also talk with Dylan Holloway later in the show, 4:15. Dylan Holloway, last week, he signed that extension with your St. Louis Blues, so we'll talk with the Blues forward. But coming up next, we're going to dive into what's trending. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Topics in the sports world.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Here's what's trending.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, yesterday in What's Trending, we played some audio from Toronto. We talked a lot about that and that whole situation in the media. Well, some more audio for you today in terms of the Barrie Colts. The Barrie Colts head coach Dylan Smoskowitz and captain Kayshawn Aitchison had some interesting words to say after their Game 7 win in the OHL Eastern Conference Final. So I'll play this courtesy of Flow Hockey, and then we shall discuss as to maybe why they said what they said.
Coach, words probably escape you after that one. Maybe you can try your best.
No one cares. Work harder.
Okay, Sean, big moment for you, a goal tonight. Hostile environment. What can you say about the way your goaltender played in that one?
No one cares. Work harder.
Questions?
Can you just contrast what you must have been feeling 6 days ago leaving the arena, losing 6-1, and what you're feeling now?
Yeah, it's a good question. No one cares. Work harder.
What you did in Game 6, Game 5, I mean, it goes on and on.
Really good. No one cares. Work harder.
Cash, what did it mean for you and Polo to share that moment with each other here?
No, yeah. No one cares. Work harder.
Cash, just down 3-1 this team. You know, all year, I kept hearing about you guys never out of it, and just to come back like that and show the resilience.
Yeah. No one cares. Work harder.
That'll conclude the very full portion of tonight's postgame. We'll be right back with the Brantford Bulldogs.
No one cares. Work harder, boys.
Yeah. So the Barrie Colts are a team in the OHL. It's a Canadian Junior Hockey League up there. And they just won their Eastern Conference in the playoffs. Here's how the story goes, is the coach and the captain had requested that more than just the two of them be put at the podium to celebrate and be asked and talk about this huge win, because it was a big win for the team. They were denied that. Said there's only room for two. We want the coach to captain, bottom line. So then the coach decided that the only thing they were going to answer was their motto all year. No one cares, work harder. I think, listen, I understand the thought process of it's a team and it's us, and this, but you are the head coach of a bunch of young, impressionable men who are looking to go on to be leaders in life at some point. Not every one of those guys is going to play pro hockey. There's about maybe one might play in the NHL. So a life experience here would be to handle it with decorum and then find a way to do something for the team following that with your own website, your own social medias for your team that you have full control over. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And the kids following that, I understand the reasoning behind it, but it comes across as really dumb. And the media members, I feel bad for them because they were asking really good questions. And they're looking to promote this team. But they're looking to. So listen.
What do you think about your goaltender's performance? Don't care. Work harder.
But, right. Marshy, you laugh. But the problem is that those reporters are essential to the growth of junior hockey in Canada, the USHL, United States, because most people don't even know what's going on. And so if you give that, like, what are they going to put in the paper? Or they're not writing. So then when the team goes quiet, there goes your franchise. Like, nobody cares.
Work harder.
Work harder. So I didn't like it overall. I think that it could have been handled a lot differently.
We're talking about it, so I guess they're, they are drawing attention to their story. But I'm with you, Jamie. I think it's Bush League how they handled that. I think you could have handled it in a way that was positive while still getting your message across. You could have handled it in a way that you opened up by saying, "Hey, listen, I know there's not a lot of space in here. Every single player from our team should be in this room. I know we can't fit them, but they should be in this room."
And hopefully you guys take the time to go talk to them.
Absolutely, because there's a lot of stories back there of guys that worked hard all season long or all series, whatever, and turn it positive. Instead, you look. The head coach. I'll just blame the head coach because the player was obviously following in the head coach's vision. In that, head coach looks like a child. He handled. I think it's ridiculous, and I've got to root against them every day of my life now.
I love Carey's face.
I ain't have a problem with it.
Oh, come on, Carey.
Nah, man,
that's the kind of leadership you
Here's the
endorse.
thing, what you just said. You said every one of those kids won't play in professional hockey.
Yeah.
They won't play in the NHL. So what the coach was trying to do was give them their 5 minutes, 15 minutes of fame, and they were told no. You just hit the nail on. But that's what you just said.
They still didn't get the fame.
But it's a team, and what he's saying is, we're a team. And like you just said, your point, I'm using your words, all of these guys this might be the highlight of their career, so talk to them.
This is not a highlight of their career.
It might be.
The highlight turned into a low light.
This is the highlight of their career.
It's not.
This moment, come on, man. This moment does not take away from all of the things they just earned.
The Barry Colts,
on the ring, in the ring.
Nobody in the United States, especially in St. Louis, Missouri, would have cared or heard about the Barry Colts
if he didn't do this. I agree.
And this is negative.
It's not. I don't think it is.
Oh my God, Carey.
I don't think it is.
I think
it's one. I think it's funny, and two. I think it's an opportunity. Nobody cares. Work harder.
I think
it might be unfortunate to the media members.
I don't even care about that.
But they'll be fine.
Listen, I've coached teams. I know you've coached
teams. They won't not show up to have those conversations
we'll agree
again.
to disagree. I think it was Bush League.
I didn't mind.
I think the media from here on out just shouldn't show up to that. If that team wins moving forward, you just don't show up. You're like, hey, listen, they don't care enough to have their message. You're not going to use me.
That's not going to happen.
You're not going to use me.
That's not going to happen.
To cry. I think the new motto should be win or lose, we whine.
Win or lose, we drink the booze, right?
Not for them.
That.
No.
Win or lose, we whine. I think that the head coach should go with that message moving forward.
I thought it was cool.
I was just laughing because
you always surprise me. Once a week, once a month, you surprise me.
I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like I honestly don't. I don't think it's you're souring the game. That sounds like... I
didn't say that. I just think in a position like he's in, he's in a leadership position, and this is what he's telling his... I just cannot agree with it.
I think they were standing up for the little man.
Is he though? Because now all the attention is brought on him and the captain. All the attention.
It was going to be on them anyways.
Doesn't matter, but now it's negative attention.
I don't think so.
Oh, I totally disagree with you.
My question is, like, the NHL doesn't bring an entire team up to the podium during
Nobody
their
does.
Nobody does.
Not what in the history of sports.
Not true.
No team has brought up the entire...
Not the entire team. But I will tell you this. If you watch the Oklahoma City Thunder, when they interview Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, you know who's standing behind them?
Who?
The entire team. Because they want, and it's not, and it has become a thing for them over the last couple of years.
Sure.
And guess what happens? While they're interviewing him, they might interview someone else that normally doesn't get it. TJ Shannon just did it a couple of weeks ago last week when they were interviewing Jaden McDaniels after the game, after they closed the series out versus the Nuggets.
They do that in the podium?
It wasn't at the podium, but it's right after the game,
like courtside
on the court.
So
it's different. But what I'm saying
different.
is,
I'm saying no team has done it in a podium situation like that.
That's room. That's NBA.
But it's the purpose behind it is exactly what that coach was saying. It's about the team. It's not about one or two individuals. And so the reason, in my opinion, why they do that It's because it's about all of us. And Shea Gilgeous is not like, yeah, I just scored 40, but, it's about these guys that are standing behind me. That's why they're here. And I want them to get the acknowledgement as well, which is why, in my opinion, OKC is so damn good, because it's not about one individual. It's about the entire team.
That's the message, right? The message is strong. The message is heartfelt. The delivery, which is where I think Jamie and I fall in, the delivery was horrendous. Right. And I don't think the media, in this case, should waste their time going to the Colts next game.
And now all the kids that play for that team today, all day today, are having to answer questions as to why the hell that happened. Instead of,
now you want to talk to everybody on the team?
No,
you don't have to. Not at the podium.
You didn't want to talk to them before.
Okay, well, hear me out. I'm talking about people around Barry. Why'd your coach do it? So instead of celebrating the fact that they went farther than they should have, what happened? Why were you guys doing that last night? That's what they're answering instead.
Yeah, we were talking about
I think it's
our team.
Do you think it would have been better if the coach said, if you don't want everybody up here, then nobody is coming up here? Or maybe I'm just coming up here. Like, you watch the movie Miracle, Herb Brooks wouldn't allow any of the players up there. Hey Herb, can we talk to Ruzioni?
Yeah, but those days are long gone.
No, I know that.
I think Anthony nailed it. I think that the coach takes the podium and says, hey, listen, we wanted our entire team to be up here. We're not able to do that. So we're going to do our best here, but I really want you guys to take the time after this, because the media does get locker room time. I want you to go talk to those players, because everyone in that locker room is equally a part of this as we are right now. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. To me, you took a positive moment and you tarnished it. But
there's not one person that I see anywhere that's of relevance as far as the hockey world that likes what went on.
There's probably, out of 20 people, probably 19 don't like it.
Easily.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I did a deep dive. Did a deep dive and did my due diligence. I talked to way more people than you did.
I talked to different
people than you. So
who'd you talk to?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, man. What a way to bring it right back.
No kidding. All right, it's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We'll play the lineup game once there is a lineup, but maybe
we may not get one.
Yeah.
Sometimes these managers already know they're not playing, so they don't waste their time.
Yeah.
I hope people don't go down to the ballpark, sit there for 2 hours.
They will.
Buy a bunch of beer.
Marcy, you got tickets tonight?
No, I don't.
Concessions.
I guarantee you, if I had tickets tonight, we wouldn't be playing.
Right. All right. Did Jordan Walker already pass his first test? We'll explain what that is next on 101 ESPN.
My friends over at Urban Chestnut are doing a great job of providing great beer here for St. Louisans. They are a St. Louis brewery, and that's important. I love going out and around town and talking to people about Urban Chestnut. And some people ask, well, where's the brewery from? We say right here locally in St. Louis, and they love it. People in St. Louis want to support locally, and they should. Right now, Urban Chestnut got so many great beers available, but two I want to highlight is, number one, the Zwickau Light. That is my favorite. Sorry, it just is. I absolutely love it. It's a crisp, clean, refreshing, light beer that tastes like beer. Only 95 calories, 3.7 carbs. It's a beer that you can use for any occasion. But I'll tell you what, they got a brand new hazy IPA out. So many people are raving about Squirrel Works. It's available around town right now. I've had some. It's awesome. You're going to love it. So if that's your thing, you're going to love the Squirrel Works. If you like a light beer, Zwickau Light is there. Or you've got the OG Zwickau that's still available as well. All of those are great beers. You can find them all over town, including with my friends over at Dirt Cheap. For more information, please visit urbanchestnut.com. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
you come in as one of the most highly regarded prospects in the last 10 years and you struggle and then you continue to struggle, it's very easy as a player to let those voices get loud. But credit to Jordan and credit to the Cardinals organization, Ollie Marmol and his staff, what Chaim Bloom and Rob Cifolio have been able to do behind the scenes to get Jordan back on track. It's why we don't give up on players when they're 22 or 23 years old, is because you might miss out on an opportunity like this.
That was Katie Wu of The Athletic, who joined BK and Ferrari earlier today. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Josh Jacobs wrote an article for MLB.com that talked about Jordan Walker being a breakout star, becoming perhaps the face of a new era in St. Louis. And here's a blurb from the article. It said, "Time will tell how much of this is sustainable, but Walker passed one of his most important tests yet after he went through a mini slump from April 14th to April 27th. Across those 11 games, Walker slashed 190, 306, and 238, striking out in a 38.8% of his at-bats and seemingly falling into the same patterns that got him into trouble in years prior." Jamie, I know you had mentioned that as well. A couple of his strikeouts looked eerily similar from the previous couple of years. Every hitter, Josh Jacobs writes, goes through highs and lows, but for Walker, how he responded to his struggles was going to tell a lot about whether or not he's a different hitter now. Instead of letting his struggles compound, Walker kept trusting his process and working with the Cardinals coaching staff. He has since exploded for 12 hits in his last 28 at-bats, mashing 2 home runs and 2 doubles while driving in 11 runs and striking out just 6 times in that stretch. I think it's a really important fact that Josh Jacobs mentioned there, a factoid. Carey, Jamie, our professional athletes in the room, how much of being a professional is not just consistency, but when you do start to slump, knowing how to correct those issues so the slump doesn't last for a month or half a season or all year.
Well, it takes time to develop into being a pro. I've talked about it openly here on the show that as a young guy, sometimes you can just take it for granted that you've had enough talent to be the best in your field for an extended period of time, or sometimes your whole life you've been one of the best kids on the team or the best kid by a lot, and you get to the NHL and you just think, well, that's just going to happen, you know. And when I was coming up, you didn't do the extra work. You didn't take the extra time. There was no video work to be done. There really wasn't a workout regimen. And so you're kind of learning on the fly as you go. But, yeah, that's what being a pro is. That's why they take time to develop players. That's why you can't rush sometimes the player into the big leagues. Is there is a process that needs to be put in place individually. So for Jordan Walker, I don't know, but I'm just hypothetically speaking, it probably took him a while to learn what it was like to be an actual pro. And that means dissecting your own game, finding your own solutions, stepping outside the box, investing into yourself more, spending more time at the field or the batting cages than you do with your buddies or on the gaming system.
Yeah.
And now it looks like he's unlocked something. Ollie talked openly about how that Jordan Walker had a really strong offseason, that he's matured. And what do we hear about J.J. Weatherholt? He's come to this team with a lot of maturity we didn't expect, and that he's the way he breaks down his own at-bats, he makes adjustments mid-at-bat that they don't see out of younger kids. That's because he's putting in the work. Mm-hmm. So when you become a pro and you're able to figure out what makes you play well, your deficiencies, what you need to work on, and so forth, it really is an advantage at that point, but it takes a tremendous amount of discipline in order to do that, which is why you see only a certain percentage that rise to the top of being elite, and then they get your average players and then your lower players. All of them are excellent in whatever sport that they're playing, but there's only a small percentage that figure out how to unlock or are willing to put in the work to get to that next level.
Yeah, I think that just, we talked to Ali in the offseason, and he mentioned that this was the first year or the first season that Jordan Walker was able to explain and kind of what he felt good about, what he didn't feel good about, and try to explain it in a way that the coaches could make it make sense as well. Because if you're telling me, okay, I need to do this and I need to do that, but it's not naturally comfortable for me, I'm probably not going to have success with what you're trying to get me to do, because I'm going to revert back to what is always most comfortable. So I think that marriage of what works for you, what works for us, what is going to get the best results from you. And I think the Cardinals and Jordan Walker have both kind of figured that out this season thus far. And that's a huge step in the right direction. And to your point, Jamie, I think it's also a very important thing to remember. Like, Jordan Walker is the second youngest player on this team. Like, currently, J.J. Weatherholt is 1 year younger than him. And, yeah, he's been here for 4 years, but I think there's also a maturation part of being an adult. Forget the baseball player, forget the athlete, forget all of the things that come along with that. You have to grow up. And you have to, like Jamie said, from the time where maybe you're 20 to when you're 24 or 25, the way you view things are vastly different, and you're maturing not only in the game but as a person. So I think that's part of that maturation has also taken place and has aided in him having the success that he's had this year as well. Probably coincides with him being able to explain what I like, what I don't like in a mature adult way. Not saying that he was childish or childlike, but it's easier to explain it the older you get versus when you're a child or when you're younger. So I think all of those things have kind of tied into what is causing the success for this year.
I think a lot of people were wondering, okay, is this Jordan Walker? Is this real, right? Like, we even had those conversations. Is this version of Jordan Walker real? What happens when he hits that slump? Is he going to go back to the old Jordan Walker? I think right now you saw what this version of Jordan Walker can do. He can smash the ball. He will go into slumps, much like every single Major League Baseball player ever does. I mean, Shohei Ohtani went 0 for gopher the entire series. He's not a bad baseball player by any means. I think people needed to see Jordan Walker go through a slump and get out of it to really buy in, and he's doing fantastic. I think this is like, I almost needed to see him go through a slump to see if this is like a legit thing.
Sure.
And he has passed the test for me.
You know, Carey, earmuffs, one of the things that the advanced metrics can indicate is whether or not what a hitter or pitcher is doing is sustainable. So if you look at just the batting average, you look at just RBIs, you look at ERA, a lot of that is dependent on, who's on base, obviously, what ballpark you play in, how good your team is. But some of the advanced metrics can really boil down whether or not it's sustainable. And with Jordan Walker, his barrel percentage is in the 97th percentile. That's outstanding. His hard hit rate is in the 99th percentile. His bat speed, he's always had really high bat speed, but now he's when he does make contact, he's hitting the ball extremely hard, and and for the most part, he's barreling it. So a lot of the advanced metrics, not all of them, but a lot of them, point to a very sustainable Jordan Walker. So I think that has to factor in too, as opposed to, well, I'm hitting the ball really hard on the ground, and it's happening to find holes, which is really what his previous success was all about when he first came up. Hit the ball hard, I'm going to hit it on the ground. Well, at some point, those ground balls turn into ground outs. What this Jordan Walker is doing, I do think is sustainable based on a lot of his StatCast information. Take it for what you will. And I think a lot of fans like the advanced metrics if their favorite player is favorable in that regard. Yeah. If not, they want to throw all the advanced metrics out and, call it a bunch of crapola.
And I think that the numbers at the end of 162 games will give us a pretty good idea of what this year really was for Jordan Walker. We'll see the ups, we'll see the downs, we'll see some of the adjustments, and overall we'll see where the numbers end up. And if they end up in the right direction, which I really feel like they will, then at least now you're developing this player, and maybe he's an all-star, maybe he's a perennial all-star. Who knows what he becomes?
Sure.
But he certainly looks better now than he ever has before.
I don't think there's any question about that. You're absolutely right. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. So how do certain franchises fumble the bag with star players? Marsh's got a thought on this. He'll explain it next on 101 ESPN. 203, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Chris Johnston is reporting that Austin Matthews isn't yet sure if he'll be back in Toronto next season. The Maple Leafs are on the clock with their captain. Now, this isn't the only team that has fumbled the bag, so to speak, when it comes to their star player, as we're seeing with Edmonton, Connor McDavid taking a deal that would allow the Oilers to build a more competitive roster around him. They have failed to do so. It's not easy to win. I mean, they came close. It's not like the Oilers were, what Toronto has been. Edmonton has come close a couple times, but nonetheless, they may watch as Connor McDavid exits stage left here at some point. Leon Draisaitl also spoke, and this is via the Oilers' end of the season presser, on the team needing to get better. Here's Leon Draisaitl.
In what world do you have the best player in the world on your team and you're not looking to win? Or you're like, and I know we're looking to win, but we need to be better. We have to be better. There's no way around it. We have to improve. And, he signed for 2 more years and God knows where that goes. But we have 2 years here right now. As of right now, we have 2 years and we have to get significantly better.
You can hear the urgency in Leon Draisaitl's voice. You can hear the urgency of, I don't know if Connor McDavid's going to be here in a year, let alone 2 years. We have got to get better. So how do you guys, when you view situations like this, how do you think franchises get to this point where they kind of fumble the bag with their star players, whether it's Matthew Tkachuk, who left Calgary, maybe and hopefully it's Brady Tkachuk in Ottawa, or Austin Matthews in Toronto, or I know you were using hockey examples, but there are certainly examples in Saquon Barkley in other sports as well.
Yeah. So a couple things with this part of it all is the Austin Matthews, it's being reported. Again, guys, look at the wording. Being reported. It says who. Mm-hmm. But I do know that Austin Matthews, because of the presser that the Toronto Maple Leafs had yesterday, that John Chaika and Matt Sundin are going to sit down and talk with Austin Matthews, as they should. Just like Stan Bowman was supposed to sit down and talk to Connor McDavid last summer, which he did.
Yeah.
Now, what happened is the Oilers failed Connor McDavid. They did not. Stan Bowman made the roster worse, which is wild to think that he was able to do that in such a short amount of time. And so Leon Draisaitl is, you can sense the urgency, but you can also sense him talking to the front office through the media. He's using the media, and a lot of players have been doing that recently.
Sure.
Connor McDavid did the same thing, talking about just not good enough. We were average this year. We're an average team. They're using the media like the coaches have in the past to get their message through. And Vasilevsky was another guy today with the Tampa Bay Lightning, because John Cooper said, the hockey gods just got the best of us. And he's shaking his head and scoffs. He goes, it's been 3 years of the same stuff.
Yeah.
So players are pushing back now. They're not just accepting the sales pitch from the coaches, front office, ownership. And so what it means is if you have a star player, an elite player, like a generational talent, you should be talking to them. And not just okay, here, let's sit down and tell me what you think about this. And then, okay, we're done with that. He's gone. Now we'll do whatever the heck we want.
Right. We appeased him.
But I think you have to. If you have such a financial investment in a player, it means you believe that player is not only one of the best players in the league, but probably the best player on your team. And if you're in Edmonton, you've got a couple of them, and you're still failing. So I think it's management's responsibility not to cater at all, but it is their responsibility. Like in Detroit, Kenny Holland used to always sit with Steve Yzerman, Nick Lidstrom, Chris Chelios. More than once a year, he would call them into his office and chat about the current state of the team. What do we like? What do we need? What do we not like? All the time, even in the offseason. Now, did he always listen to them? No. But he got their feedback knowing that if they can't get player X or Y, because they're talking about that, maybe there's another player that's similar I could get that would help bring this team together or make our squad better. So I think it's a unique situation in all of sports, for that matter, because the athletes are being paid a tremendous amount of money, and I think that they feel like they're not necessarily owed a voice, but should at least have a seat at the Board of Governors table to voice what they think and then go from there.
What I was going to say is, to Jamie's point, Leon Draisaitl sounded like he was more not angry, but fired up, more so than you have heard from the coach or the general manager, or that's how I expect the people that are making the decisions to sound. Like, we got to be better, and we will. We are going to fix that, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. He's speaking to the front office. Like, we got the best player in the world here, and I'm actually making more money than him, but we got the best player in the world here, and he only got 2 more years. Come on. I don't know what life is going to be like when I got to be 1A, and not that I don't think he can, but it's going to be a lot harder when you lose the best player in the world, if you were to lose him, because you aren't putting the finances in the right places to get the right people to do the job effectively so that you can win championships. And I'm sure after making it to the Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row and then being ousted in the first round, the level of frustration that team had going into this playoffs and after they were done is probably not even words that can express how frustrated they are, because you have set a standard of where you expect to be. And again, you got the best player in the world on your team, and we can't even make it to the second round. That, to me, is a failure. And Draisaitl sounds like, hey, you all better come on, or we're going to be stuck in purgatory if and when he decides to leave.
Now, I wonder, Anthony, if Leon Draisaitl, not that him and Connor McDavid have talked about this, or maybe they have.
I'm sure they've talked.
But it might be talking for Connor McDavid. Like, McDavid's not going to say, I have 2 more years left, gentlemen. Like, I don't think he'd say that. But Leon Draisaitl will. Leon Draisaitl will say, hey, we have 2 years left of this guy.
Yeah.
Do something. Or he's gone. And he's probably gone either way.
Well, that's the thing, is players talk, especially teammates, elite players.
And he wants to win, too.
McDavid might say, he might be frustrated over a couple of beers following the loss, and he looks at Draisaitl. He's like, dude, I got 2 years left. If we can't get it done in the next year, I'm out.
Right.
I can't. This is a disaster. I can't believe you've got 6 more years here.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, that's part of it, too. Draisaitl's like, oh, my gosh, I'm stuck here with whatever this is without Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
Like, we need to win now.
I got a little bit of a different take on this. Ultimately, the responsibility of building a team is on the president, the GM, and the owners. Like, bottom line. So if the Oilers fail to build a winner around McDavid and Draisaitl, the failure belongs purely at the feet of the GM, the president, the owners. Right. Same deal with, like, you brought up Saquon Barkley and the Giants. I'll see your Saquon and match it with Ohtani and Trout with the Angels. There's examples in all different kinds of sports, right? But I also think part of the blame indirectly goes on the superstar athlete. And hear me out on this.
well, yeah.
You're McDavid, right? You're McJesus. You're Draisaitl. You're so good, you're masking the weaknesses of the team throughout the course of the regular season.
You're 100% right.
Trout, Ohtani, you're masking the fact that you don't really have a lot of pitching. Not that the Angels didn't try, but they didn't accomplish it. So throughout the regular season, you're masking all the weaknesses of the team. You think you're better than you actually are because you have.
That's why they're so frustrated.
Jesus, right?
And you're not playing the same team in a 7-game series. You're playing one-off games throughout the year.
Yeah, and you feel good. Look at us, whatever. Here's the other thing that they do. When you're talking about McDavid or, any of those star guys, they usually hit their primes early in their career. Well, how do you get a McDavid? You get a McDavid when you're bad. So the team's not ready for McDavid's success. You're not good enough yet. And instead of saying, all right, look, we got to kind of build this still the right way. We got to get good we got to get good blue liners. We got to get a goalie. Like, we got to draft and develop. The fans go, you have McDavid. Build. Okay. So you start to overpay veterans. You start to reach in trades.
You're right, but now before Stan Bowman got there, they were fine. He made terrible decisions.
Starting with Holloway and Broberg.
Yeah, like terrible decisions.
Why do you do that? In my opinion, I think they start to panic.
Yeah, I've
got McDavid. I've got to win now.
I think sometimes it just at some point it's just you're inept at what you do.
That's true too. I think there's Jamie. I think that's a great point.
Because Stan Bowman was handed a Chicago Blackhawks team that had Seabrook, Duncan Keith, Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, Patrick Sharp, Crawford. He was handed a championship team and then managed to turn it into a draft lottery team.
Right. He traded Artemi Panarin for Brandon Saad, bringing back Brandon Saad from Columbus.
So I think that I agree with what you're saying for certain situations, but if we isolate some of these situations, like Edmonton's roster last year was better than it was this year. How the hell do you do that after your captain took way less money to help you build a better roster? You made it worse. Like, it's almost like Stan Bowman wants to fail the team. And then you have other organizations that are maximizing. You look at the Anaheim Ducks, what they've been able to do. They don't have that McDavid yet. They've got a lot of really good, talented players.
Yeah.
But Pat Verbeek made some shrewd moves. He traded Trevor Zegras, which wasn't popular at the time for some Anaheim Ducks fans, but then that worked out. Like, good managers, good coaches, good front offices figure out what the best roster is, especially if you're like, guaranteed I've got 2, maybe 3 100-point players on my team. That's a good start.
It's a great starting point.
It's a good start.
So you're right. It does go back to incompetency, and that's why
because the Angels, you brought them up.
Yeah.
If they would have just said, okay, pump the brakes. We have Ohtani and Trout. We're going to empty the war chest on starting pitching or on pitching in general.
Right. But you still got to. But to your point about Stan Bowman, you still also have to figure out who are the right pitchers, right? So it's
correct.
Not the Angels. It's not like the Angels didn't say, we're good with pitching. They knew they had a problem. But
you're 100%.
You know what I mean? Yes. So it goes back to the incompetency of
just because we need a defenseman doesn't mean I'm going to pick the right defenseman.
Correct. So it's like there's a bunch of things that go into play here. And oh, by the way, the Florida Panthers are better at building a team than you are.
So how about this? Okay, just last thing I'll say for contrast. Florida Panthers, back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. They played the Oilers in the finals both years. The Oilers are in shambles right now. You got your 2 best players calling out the front office for they got to get better. We're average. We're no good. The Florida Panthers, by the way, didn't even make the playoffs. But the narrative is different. The narrative is different. They had injuries. They accepted it. Their general manager knows what he's doing. He's building for the future. They organically maybe kind of sort of tanked a little bit because now the Florida Panthers, who are still a Stanley Cup contending team, will get a top 5 draft pick. That's called being really good at what you do.
Sure.
That's the whole difference, right? If Edmonton wins one of those cups, or let's say Edmonton wins last year, maybe Florida's looking a little different heading into the offseason. You know, I mean, the Oilers were 1 goal away from winning 2 years ago.
Right.
When they climbed back down 3-0. They were 1 goal away on the road and Connor McDavid had a chance out in the slot late in that third period from tying the game. There's just some front offices that just don't get it. And unfortunately for some front offices, they're videotaped, like the one that Carey and I watched. And I brought up Saquon Barkley, how they just let him go.
And their incompetency is right there in front of you.
Everybody sees it.
Right in front of you.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Yep.
And I feel bad because I told Carey, that's a great show. You should watch it.
He lied
and then we thought maybe the
Carey
Giants would be
all
something.
the stock he could.
I was
at
all
that
in.
point.
I was like, okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, they might.
Yeah,
this
man.
thing stinks.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Stink.
Real bad. It's Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. Why don't we do some, why don't we fill in the blank next? When we do that. So if you got a fill in the blank statement, send it into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Again, we'll play fill in the blank next in the Fast Lane.
FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long, with more ways to build and more value every time you play. You can stack your picks your way for every game and every matchup and every moment, from spreads to player points to threes and more. Build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. And I'm looking at a same-game parlay right now. Tonight, the Lakers taking on the Thunder. Maybe you want to take Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in points, rebounds, and assists over 42.5. Austin Reeves over 1.5 threes made, and LeBron James over 6.5 rebounds. That is a same-game parlay that you can choose. So if you're into betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts all NBA playoffs long. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. Must be 21 plus and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Blank, 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 blank.
Fill in some blanks.
Time to play fill in the blank here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh with your fill in the blanks from the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646.
All right, from Bacon Wrapped Wiener. When Newt comes back, he replaces blank in the lineup.
He replaces Victor Scott.
I think, well, to your point, I think Newt goes right back to left field, and then it's going to be a battle, competitive battle between Church and Victor Scott at center.
Victor Scott, nice game last night, though.
Yeah, very nice.
So, yeah, he's going off the hit,
2 for 3 or 2 for 4?
Yep.
Yeah, double.
Scored
a run.
Yep.
Right now, I would say Victor Scott as well.
But maybe Nathan Church at some point.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I think it depends on how they view Victor Scott. Do they view him as the future center fielder? If so, and if things are maybe equal or maybe just a little bit less than equal, maybe you keep Victor Scott in center field. I think it just depends on how they view him and like the long-term projections, is Nathan Church your, future center fielder for the next 4 to 5 years? Or do you view Victor Scott in that way? So, and if all things are equal, then you probably go with the guy that you see that has the higher upside.
Good call.
All right, from 618, come September, Aaron Rodgers will be a blank.
Diamondback. Yep. Nailed it.
He doesn't play baseball, gents.
Oh, that's
I said come September, Anthony. That means in September, not now.
Yeah, you're point.
Well, I think he'll still be a Diamondback in September, right?
He'll be, I don't know what be a 3-0 quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mid-September.
Probably. The Steelers usually start off fast. Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. I'm with CD. He'll be 3-0.
He likes it.
Let's see. Let's check out the old Steelers schedule.
I haven't even looked at it. I'm about to look at it right now.
Do they? The schedules aren't even out
it's
yet.
not
The
out.
opponents are out.
The opponents are out. That's right.
Yeah.
Darn it.
We don't have a schedule yet.
We probably see a bunch of videos online.
Oh yeah, those are fun. Those have been kind of fun though.
They have, yeah. Some are better than others, but
I liked the one time. Who's it? The Titans that did like the man on the street thing where they're like
they kind of started it all.
Yeah,
for the NFL teams
where they say, who's this NFL team? And somebody's like, I don't know, the Wichita Cheetahs. Yeah, and they're like, game week 1, Wichita Cheetahs. It's pretty funny.
It's actually Jacksonville.
Yep.
Who was it last? Was it last year that had Allen Iverson? It wasn't Philadelphia,
no.
Was it?
That's funny.
I forget which one. They were like AI versus AI. Like, I forget which team it was.
Those are good. Yeah. Some of them are good. Some of them are kind of corny.
I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers will be a Denver Bronco.
Why is that?
Some rumors floating around. Of course, Bo Nix had the injury at the end of the season.
We talked to that coach. He looked us right in our eyes and said Bo Nix going to be just fine.
That was before the surgery.
I saw a picture of his leg.
He's going to be just fine, CD.
You see a picture of his leg?
Is it sideways?
It's not looking great.
Does it look bad?
It didn't look great.
He'll be fine. He's got plenty of time. He's a young man. He'll heal.
Would that make sense, though, for Aaron Rodgers to go to Denver?
Heck no.
Actually, yeah, it would. I don't like the Broncos, so I think it'd be I think it'd be
Why
great.
do you hate the Broncos?
He just
They
does.
beat the Falcons in the Super Bowl '98.
That was a while ago.
Only in
man.
90, just like yesterday.
Yeah, that was 28 years ago.
I've only got 2 to choose from.
You're more angry over that one?
I wouldn't say more angry, no. But I'm angry. Yeah. Listen, I got a lot of hate.
I hate you hard. Let it out.
Let it out. Go ahead, Marsh.
All right, from the 573, to acquire Dylan Cousins / Shane Pinto from Ottawa, it would take blank from the Blues because we need a second line center.
What was that? What was that again?
Dylan Cousins or Shane Pinto, to acquire him, it would take what? Or them?
I don't think
one of them.
It would
or would you even consider
too
even
much
doing
to
that?
get them. It'd be counterproductive, in my opinion. Like Shane Pitt, why would Ottawa trade him? Like, well, there's no reason. Cousins and Pinto are part of the solution there, so they're going to want to fleece you. So if Ottawa says, "Here's Shane Pinto," they're going to want Dylan Holloway. Or like one of the that's the caliber that it is. So unfortunately, that I don't think that's a player that's achievable right now, as long as Ottawa continues to be in win now mode. If they somehow say, screw it, we're trading Brady and we're going into a bit of a rebuild, then you'd call them and say, hey, look, we'd like to talk about Brady Tkachuk. But if not, how about Shane Pinto or Dylan Cousins? Like, now we can talk about some of your best players, but it doesn't feel like Ottawa's into that mode of like, we'll get them next time. Like, they're still trying to win.
All right, last one here from the Water Boy. If you had to describe the Cardinals season so far with only using 3 words, you say the Card season has been blank, blank, blank.
Straight up fun.
A fast lane masterpiece.
I was going to say out fast lane standing. Fast lane, one word.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm going to have to.
We're using that as one word because in real life, it's one word.
Correct.
One word.
Thank you, boys.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're on the same page here.
Yeah.
You got me.
Hey, I said the same thing.
There you go.
Yeah, I feel like this is appropriate today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Cardinals.
Absolutely.
Coming together.
Yep. Marshy?
Oh,
You're okay.
Sorry, I had it low.
That's okay.
Get it up.
I just want to make sure.
Get it up.
Get it up for
Get it up and get it out. You know what I mean?
Launch angle got to be a little higher.
Yeah. All right. We good? Let's do part one of the Sports Six Pack next. 314-399-9646. Get those questions in. We appreciate them. We'll do part one of the Sports Six Pack next in the Fast Lane.
Selling your home can be very stressful. Look, everywhere in town is a different price range, and there's improvements that you should or shouldn't make to your home. You don't understand maybe what the value is. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Just call Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty. In talking to Gloria Lou, she knows that this time of the year is a really busy time for listing your home. So it is really important that you list your home for the right price. You want to make sure that a lot of people are interested in it and that a lot of people bid on your home. If you price it too high, you might sit there too long and then people move on to the next house that's available, and that's the last thing that you want. Also, Gloria Lou has the buyers in waiting program, which means that she has certain buyers that are already in your price range waiting for a home just like yours. So pick up the phone, call Gloria Lou, tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number's 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888, or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Cardinals take down the Milwaukee Brewers last night by a final score of 6-3. Andre Palante scheduled to pitch tonight for the Cardinals. First pitch at 6:45. Dylan Holloway will join us at 4:15 to talk about his contract extension and some Blues hockey. But coming up next, we have part one of our Sports Six Pack. So get your questions in to the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. We'll answer your questions next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
Time for part one of the Sports Six Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers and Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh with your questions via the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646.
Question number one.
All right, this first one comes from Anthony's Pez dispenser.
All right.
Pick 3 other people to play a foursome golf match with, and why? Who would those people be? It could be anyone living or past.
Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, and Andrew Marsh, because we don't have an opportunity to hang out as much as I would like. I'd like to play a little golf with you guys.
I love you.
Have a beer or two.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the day.
I love you.
Love you too, brother.
What if it couldn't be us?
Yeah, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, I don't know, Steph Curry. Those guys like to play golf. Very competitive. Athletes.
I don't think I'd want to play with Tiger Woods.
You kidding me?
Well, no, I'm serious. Like,
why wouldn't
Why
you?
the hell do I want to watch him play great all day, and I got to shank it back and forth? He's gonna hate me by the end of the front nine. He's gonna be like,
He doesn't get to judge you.
He doesn't?
Nah.
Does he get? Can I make him play the wrong way, wrong hand?
Sure.
So instead of right-handed, make him play left-handed.
Do you think he'd give you like some tips and advice and things like that?
Yeah. He'd probably just look at my swing and just throw up and go, "There's nothing I can do to help you."
Sorry, this is so
You're
bad.
on your own.
Why
buddy.
are you swinging so hard every time you hit the ball?
That's the way you make it go far.
Yeah,
Tiger.
wrong.
I know this game.
That's the only reason.
You don't.
That would be my only setback with Tiger is he could be judging me the entire round, and I don't need that. I got enough with other people in my life doing that.
There you go. Very honest and fair.
I'd want to go the fun route. If I'm out there on the golf course, I want Charles Barkley with me because I'm going to make fun of his swing all day long.
Fixed it.
It's still wonky. It's still wonky. It's still Charles. Charles Barkley, Bert Kreischer, the machine. I'm going to have him out there with me. And I'm trying to think of the third person here. Maybe somebody fun. Maybe John Daly. Although he's a pro, I don't think he'd judge me.
Yeah.
Just look at him.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I think that would be a fun day on the course. Because I know Charles. Charles, he likes to have his beverages. Spent a night where he was trying to bury me. And I was like, my goodness. Bert, same thing. And John, I don't know where he falls right now, what portion of his life he's in, but he's still a fun guy.
There you go. Marshall, what about you?
I'm thinking about going with like my favorite current athletes for my favorite teams. So Justin Jefferson would be in there. I'd probably go with Alec Burleson. And hockey-wise, we'll go Jordan Bennington.
Nice.
Nice. There you go. Can you read that, Jamie?
Oh, no. I shouldn't.
All right. Yeah, fair enough.
It's really funny, though. Inappropriate regarding one of the people we were just talking about.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yep, fair.
Don't want to make fun of people.
Nope.
Yep, good call. All right, fire away, Marshall. Question 2, please.
Question number 2.
All right, from the 314, we're trading for Brady Tkachuk and entice Connor McDavid to come to the Blues once his contract is done.
I think it would entice Connor McDavid more if they somehow got Austin Matthews, based on the fact that they have the same agent. And my tinfoil theory I'm stuck on is that Austin Matthews and Connor McDavid, the next team they both play on will be the same team. They both have 2 years remaining with their current contract with their current teams, and they have the same agent. And neither of them has won anything yet.
Can I ask, maybe you don't know this, but their agent, does anybody on the current Blues roster have said agent?
I don't know.
Not that, I know that sometimes that could be a thing. I'm not too sure.
Oh, it's definitely a thing.
Okay.
The tampering through your own agent, it's going on all the time in every sport. Like if Carey and I had the same agent and I was going to we wanted to play for the same NFL team, I could say to my agent, hey, tell Carey I'm going to sign here. We should go there together. You know, Carey and I are boys. And then all of a sudden he's on board and here we go.
Yeah.
So,
surprise, surprise.
Oh, boy, didn't see that one coming. But if Matthews and McDavid have not won a Stanley Cup yet, and Matthews hasn't sniffed cup yet, then I could see them both saying, you know what, we're going to play out our deals, unrestricted free agency, and we're both going to the same place.
Being realistic here, how feasible of an option is St. Louis for some of these big superstars in the NHL?
Depends where they're at, right? Like Matthews and McDavid might be just done with the media circus.
Yeah.
More so in Toronto. Right now, we saw how that looks yesterday. If both of those guys are just fed up with it, I could see them picking a different destination. The problem that St. Louis has right now is that some of the other places where guys wouldn't dare go before that are quiet are now the hot spots. So like Florida, the Panthers, that's a hot spot to go. Why? That's a winning organization, very little media interference, state tax, no state tax, income tax. Tampa, same thing. Vegas, same thing. Nashville, same thing. Like all of these areas are now, Nashville didn't have a competitive season this year, but one would have to imagine that if you add a McDavid or a Matthews or a Brady Tkachuk, for that matter, that's an automatically competitive team with very little media pushback there. Quite relaxed, quite laid back. They could walk around Nashville without being recognized. They could walk around Tampa, Florida. I know those guys in Florida are driving their golf carts all over the place, and every now and then, like Matthews, pretty recognizable now, but before that, the guys roam and do their things about their business and not worry about it. And for those guys who come from the high traffic, where McDavid and Matthews can't even walk outside anywhere in Canada, to being able to just kind of chill out and be with your teammates and go play golf or something, make a lot of money and be winning.
Maybe if
sign me up.
We all collectively ignore them on the streets in public, maybe they'll want to be here.
St. Louis is a great spot. And listen, I played with Wayne Gretzky and Brett Hull in St. Louis. People were fantastic. Brett Hull, would he get peppered sometimes? Well, yeah. I mean, he was a megastar at the time, scoring 80, 70 goals a year. But people in St. Louis were still really respectful. They were really great. The problem is that right now, those other places that I mentioned are hot spots for more money, and that doesn't necessarily mean like more actual money, just keeping more of your money, and also winning environments right now.
Question number 3.
From the 314, if the 1999 Rams were the greatest show on turf, who is in the history of football second?
Like one season?
I'm assuming so.
Because the greatest show on turf would span, a couple of years. But if we're just going to go with one season,
just call them. Yeah, I would that Vikings team that lost to your Falcons. That they were really good.
They wouldn't be second though. Wouldn't it be in
terms of like offensive numbers?
What about the Patriots and the one that lost to the Giants?
I don't think their numbers were. I'm talking about pure offensive numbers. Like, I think that was one of the highest yardage per season teams, at least at that time, if I'm not mistaken. That offense was, ridiculous. That's why I thought they had no chance to lose that game against the Falcons. You did too, Anthony.
No, I believed.
You believed in the Vikings? I know.
No, I didn't believe in the Vikings.
Well, they had Chris Carter, Randy Moss. That was pretty good.
Well, this is yardage.
What about the Bills?
Which
What
one?
Bills?
Which one?
The what was it? The K-gun offense?
Oh, I love that K-gun offense. Jim Kelly.
They never won anything.
No.
But they did get to 4 Super Bowls.
They did. Pretty good offense. I mean, if your offense has a nickname, you're pretty good.
What about the 2013 Broncos? They scored more points, 16 games, more points than anybody in NFL history.
Oh, with Peyton?
Yeah.
That's the year they lost the Super Bowl?
That's the year they got
they finished third.
Yep. That 2007 Patriots team is second all-time, 589 points. So that Denver team scored 606.
You going by points or yards?
Right now I'm going by points.
Okay.
The 2018 Chiefs scored 565 points. The 2024 Detroit Lions that lost that would have been the NFC Championship game when they blew it to the 49ers, 564 points. The 98 Vikings are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th on that list, Carey. Still very good, but 7th.
Where are the Rams at?
They are 8, 9, 10, they're 10th. 1,
That's
2,
why I wanted to go
4,
by.
5,
That's why
6,
I would
7,
rather go
8,
by
9,
yardage.
10, 11, I'm sorry, they're 11th.
Yeah.
2000 Rams 11th. All right, well, by yardage, it'd be the 2011 Saints.
They won the Super Bowl? No. That was Drew Brees, and he had like 5,000. They weren't balanced, though. Who was their running back?
He didn't win the MVP that year.
He
never won one.
Of course not.
Jamie.
2011? Was it
Should have won it.
Ingram, maybe?
Mark Ingram? Maybe.
Or, I don't know. The 2013 Broncos team was second in yardage. Carey.
That would probably be
It's gotta be the Broncos.
The fact that they didn't win the Super Bowl is disheartening because they did win the Super Bowl. Was it the following year when Peyton couldn't even lift his arm up?
I think it was 2 years.
A couple years later, yeah. It was against the Panthers.
Yeah, because the Seahawks went the following year and lost
the
to the
Patriots.
Patriots.
Yeah, the running back that year was Mark Ingram.
I don't know why I thought so much more of that that Vikings team.
Well, I mean, they were great.
They're easy to forget.
No, not that team.
That team was unbelievable.
That team was actually, I mean.
That's why it's one of the NFC Championship game was one of the greatest upsets in NFL history.
Your team did that.
Yes.
You should be proud of yourself, man.
Well, Eugene Robinson ruined it 2 weeks later.
Yeah, sometimes we have things that go on in our lives, Anthony.
Yep.
That are out of our control.
Very true. Very true. All right. Sports Six Pack Part 2 is coming up. So are we settled? Broncos then? It's got to be 2013 Broncos?
We can go to Broncos.
Second in yardage all time, single season, and first in points?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, wait, we did say the greatest show on turf. Well, greatest show on turf was offense led.
I mean,
their defense was good, but
it was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the offense.
But what I'm saying is that we jumped right to the offense.
But I thought that's what we were going by.
Okay.
Offense.
All right.
Yep.
As long as we're on the same page here. All right. Sports Six Pack Part 2 is coming up next. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Keep those questions rolling in. One of the great aspects dealing with our guy Stewie is that you're going to get just tremendous customer service. He's built some of his philosophies as somebody that owns a business on customer service. And Stewie, why is it so important to have tremendous customer service?
Anthony, you have to deal with somebody that's important, that you have access to, You know, the house that you live in is the biggest investment you're going to make in your life. You start talking to these different companies, you don't know who, what, where, or when. We had a customer here. We closed with us about a year ago. After the loan closed, somebody else was servicing the loan, and he got all confused. The servicing department screwed it up. He called there, couldn't get it taken care of. He called us. In 5 minutes, we got it all straightened out, worked it out for him. So it's not only important to get the best deal and get it done with somebody that you know can get it done for you quickly, but also after the fact, who's going to be able to be there when there's a challenge? And we're always there 24/7, 365 days a year.
That means Stewie's 100% right, Anthony. How many times you call somewhere, it's a 1-800 number, and either you get a computerized system or somebody different every time. They don't know who you are. I'm not saying they don't care, but they don't have no direct connection to you. Now it's Stewie. You give Stewie a call, you use Stewie's company, and I'm telling you right now, it is a great experience. I purchased a home, and Stewie is always there for me. He's one phone call away, and his personal cell phone number is 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
You just call him, you text him, tell him that Anthony and Jamie sent you, and he loves hearing that, but I guarantee you're going to get the best customer service around. If you can't remember that number, Anthony, what can you do?
You can always Google the Bagel Loan. Thanks, Stewie.
Have a great one, guys.
NMLS number 226715.
Hey, Delsing here, and my show Golf with Jay Delsing brings you everything you need to know about the great game of golf. From interviewing golf greats to equipment, lessons, and stories, all here Sunday mornings from 8 to 10 on 101 ESPN.
Staples has hundreds of ways to grow your business this spring, like spectacular signs, brilliant brochures, eye-popping posters, mouth-watering menus, and more. Shop now through June 13th and save up to $150 on all your custom prints. Staples. That was easy.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
Part 2 of the Sports Six Pack is right now. 314-399-9646 of the Air Comfort Service tax line. Marshy, question 4, please.
Question number 4.
All right, from the 618, could another NHL team be looking to send an offer sheet on a Blues player this offseason?
What player? I mean, who's available for an offer sheet? Yeah. Well, it'd have to be Jonathan Berggren or Matthew Kessel. So if they want to do that, then I think they can go ahead and do that. There's not another player that would be available for an offer sheet. The following year, Jimmy Snuggerud would be eligible, but I can't imagine the Blues would fumble that. So if someone wants to dive in that pool of Jonathan Berggren and Matthew Kessel, then I guess Alexander Steen can deal with that.
Yeah, I think they're going to be fine there.
This is why Army did what he did, by the way. Remember, Army was asked those questions following the Holloway Broberg. Do you expect, like Joel Hofer, Jake Neighbors, like retaliation for that? And he said, I will make sure that I have enough money to, if I can't get a deal done, I'll make sure the team has enough money to match anything that comes our way.
Yeah, I think what he said was, I'm not going to be a fool and leave myself in such a vulnerable spot.
Yeah.
Like that, you-know-what in Edmonton.
I think that's kind of what he said.
Mm-hmm. You had to read between the lines.
Yeah, I mean, you're paraphrasing. Yeah. But still. So that's why there's nobody that's really there's no threat.
Yeah. Okay.
By the way, we going back to someone on the text line reminded us this that Dylan Holloway has the same agent as Connor McDavid.
How about that?
Maybe we can ask him at 4:15 if he's been in touch with Connor McDavid, if they have any plans to be roommates.
Your thoughts?
Your thoughts, Dylan?
Yeah. I'm sure he'll be excited to answer that.
Didn't think you'd have a McDavid question today, did you?
Nope.
Question number 5.
All right, average size Shabongas wants to know, do you think the lockout next year in Major League Baseball will negatively affect the Cardinals the most out of any team?
I don't know about any team, but I guess I understand the spirit of the question, which is that, hey, this Cardinals team is starting to, they might be ahead of things when it comes to their rebuilds, but their progress could be slowed because of the potential lockout. But no, I mean, all teams would be in the same situation. And it's not like the Cardinals are the only team that, are starting to feel a little bit better about their future. If you look around just the NL Central, for example, the Reds made the playoffs a year ago. They're 20-15 now. The Pirates are 19-16. They might be encouraged by what they're seeing. Even a team like the A's, they're 18-16. They might be encouraged by their future,
leading their division.
Yeah, too. Especially when it comes to like looking forward and moving to Vegas and all that. So no, I don't think it'd hurt more than in any other team. But I certainly understand the nature of the question.
The Cardinals, actually, in my opinion, it will hurt them, but not just the Cardinals. Any young team, it will hurt them less because the players, they can still work out, they can do all their stuff, their training, whatnot. And as a young player, your muscle memory is greater. As the older players, that's going to be harder for the guy, the aging veteran, to hang on through, let's say it's a year long, which we hope it isn't.
Yeah.
But I think, not that it would be beneficial by any means, but it might hurt a little bit less because they're on the younger side.
Question number 6.
From a 636, do you think the Cardinals will have at least 2 Gold Glove winners this season?
We talked about them yesterday. Right up the middle of the guts, baby.
Yeah.
Mason Wynn and J.J. Weatherholt. Marcia, you said that J.J. Weatherholt is number 1 in the league right now, isn't he?
For rookies, outs above average. Yeah, he's top 5 and outs above average as
that's good enough for me. Give that guy the gold right there.
Mm-hmm. I would throw Jordan Walker in the mix too. Nathan Church, throw him in the mix.
I would say Jordan Walker has a greater chance because of his all-around game. Where I know the Gold Glove has gone back to a little more of the defensive metrics, they still don't mind looking at those offensive metrics going, we got about players about the same spot here. This guy hits the ball pretty far. Let's go with him.
Smart guy, Jimmy.
It's a sexier pick.
Yeah. All right, we got the Gauntlet coming up. We do need a new Gauntlet contestant. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Text in if you want to play in the Gauntlet. You might have your opportunity next on 101 ESPN.
Well, if you're like me and springtime has brought out all the critters around your property, then you're going to need someone like Amco Ranger to take care of that for you. They're awesome at what they do. I was introduced to the crew not too long ago, went and saw them at their headquarters in Cottleville, Missouri, and we just kind of went through the plan for what they would want to do with my yard. I told them about there was some moles, and then there was voles, and we had ant problems, and a lot of wilderness around the Rivers house. And they came out, and they've been on 2 or 3 times now, and they've made sure to take care of all of the issues. The carpenter bees that were so terrible, they're gone. Now, the ants that were hovering around the pool area, they're gone. Now, we've had a few moles that have been trapped, so those guys are no longer part of it. And all this is because Amco Ranger comes out and diligently takes care of your property, and they inform you. I talked about it last time. They don't just leave a thing on my door handle. No, they send a full-page text message describing what they did, why they did it, when they'll be back, and to call them if there's any problems. That's the kind of service I want when I have nasty little pests all around my property, and that's the service you should get too. But give them a call. 636-441-2847. Again, that's 636-441-2847. Or you can always visit amcoranger.com.
Warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
is Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 404. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Andrew Marks, Anthony Stalter. And we welcome in Jason. What's up, Jason?
What's up, boys? What's going on?
I appreciate you playing. Thanks for listening today. Would you like to take on Marsh, Carey, Jamie, or me in round one of the Gauntlet today?
Let's go with you today.
Oh, geez, back to back. Okay. Wasn't prepared, guys. Good luck, Jason.
Thanks, you too.
All right, Jason. Anthony's on his way to the cone of silence. Tell my guy Marshy to spin that wheel, please.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
All right, are you going to be bold enough to tell us what you want out of this?
I'm not. I'm going to wait for it to stop.
Oh, my goodness. Well, it's hockey. What do you think about that?
I'm okay with that.
All right.
Try it.
All right, buddy. Well, here's how it works. As you know, 4 questions worth 2 points each. If you use the options, they become worth 1 point. Wrong answers are no points. Tie game puts you in a tiebreaker here in the Gauntlet, but we will get a winner today. Jason, are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, buddy, here we go. Hockey, question 1. Former Boston Bruins defenseman Bobby Orr was assigned number 27 in 1966, but he quickly changed this to this iconic number. What number was that?
Let me think. Let's go with the options.
All right, was it number 2, number 4, or number 22?
Oh, damn, I should know this. Let's go with 4.
Final
answer.
All right,
Final answer.
Question number 2. How many 30-win seasons has Jordan Binnington recorded with the Blues?
2. Final answer.
Question number 3. Happy birthday to 3-time All-Star Mitch Marner. For how many NHL franchises has he suited up for?
Let's see. I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say 3. Final answer.
Final question. Can you tell us the current head coach of the Calgary Flames?
I think if I get the options, I might be able to get it.
All right. Is it Bob Hartley, Pierre Lacroix, or Ryan Huska?
I don't know. Let's go with option A. First one, final answer.
Bob Hartley?
Yes.
All right. We're going to get our guy Anthony back in here. Jason, how you feeling, bud?
50-50, a little rough. Hockey is not my strongest.
All right. Well, Anthony's coming back in here, plugging in his ears. Anthony, how we doing, bud? How's it going?
It's real quiet, man. That was quick again.
Yeah, pack a lunch.
Okay.
It's hockey.
Oh, I like hockey. I like hockey a lot.
All right. Well, we'll find out about that. You ready?
Ready.
Question 1. Former Boston Bruins defenseman Bobby Orr was assigned number 27 in 1966, but he quickly changed to this iconic number. What number was that?
Bobby Orr?
Bobby Orr. Robert Orr.
Number 4. Final answer.
Question number 2. How many 30-win seasons has Jordan Binnington recorded with the Blues?
30-win seasons. Ooh. 30-win seasons. That's a lot of winning, Marsh. Not going to ask for these options because it can't be more than 30 wins. Does he have any? He's got to have at least one, right? Man, that COVID year also kind of jacks things up. Last couple years, not great. Between 0 and 1. I'm going to go 1. Final answer.
Question number 3. Happy birthday to 3-time All-Star Mitch Marner. How many NHL franchises has he suited up for?
Only 2, right? Jamie, I'm not going to ask for the options again.
Okay.
It's one of those, have I forgotten one? My gut says 2. I'll go 2. Final answer.
Final question.
Can't think of the other. Go ahead.
You said final answer. Okay, Anthony?
Yep, sorry.
Final question.
Not bad.
Can you tell us the current head coach of the Calgary Flames? Calgary, up in Canada.
I was telling you about this the other day.
Yeah.
Options.
Yep. Is it Bob Hartley, Pierre Lacroix, or Ryan Huska?
What was the first guy?
Bob Hartley.
Bob Hartley, final answer.
Friend of the show.
Yeah. John Tortorella. He's got to be.
All right,
coaching
let's just run it. CD, is that okay with you today?
You do your thing, brother.
Yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure it's okay with you. You've been crabby all day. I just want to make sure. Question 1. Former Boston Bruins defenseman Bobby Orr was assigned number 27 in 1966, but he quickly changed to this iconic number. Jason with the options said, give me that number 4. Anthony without the option said, give me that number 4. Carey, answer is?
Number 4.
2-1 Anthony. I'll go question 4 for fun, Carey. Question 4. Can you tell us the current head coach of the Calgary Flames? With the options, Jason said Bob Hartley. With the options, Anthony said Bob Hartley. Answer is?
It is Ryan Huska.
Ryan Huska.
I thought I said Ryan Huska.
Yeah, no, you didn't. Neither did Jason.
Sounded like it.
2-1 Anthony after 2. Question 2. How many 30-win seasons has Jordan Binnington recorded with the Blues? Jason without the options said 2. Anthony without the options said 1. Answer is?
1. Oh. 1.
It's 1.
I looked at the wrong question.
No, Trent, yep.
You said 1. I'm like,
Follow along in class, Carey.
It's 1.
It's 1. So
I got lost on the question.
Yeah, I know you did. Final question here was question 3. Happy birthday to 3-time All-Star Mitch Marner. For how many NHL franchises has he suited up? Without the options, Jason said 3. Without the options, Anthony said 2. Marshy, answer is?
It is 2.
Jason?
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. Oh, man, Jason, he got you. Anthony was hot with hockey again. 6-1, buddy. Sorry about that.
Thanks for letting me play. Got my butt kicked today.
That's all right. It's only as long as you show up, it doesn't matter who wins. Okay, bud? That's what they told me sometimes. It's okay that you got your ass kicked. You showed up. It's fine.
You did good.
Good job, Jason.
Good job, Jason.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Jason.
it, boys.
We'll see you.
See you, buddy. Take care.
Thank you. All right. Let's get to Dylan Holloway. Dylan Holloway will join us following the contract extension last week. The longtime Blue now will be joining us next on 101 ESPN. Hey, this month at Auto Centers Nissan, it's simple. More vehicles, bigger savings, and one easy location. They have over 1,000 new and used vehicles right off I-55 in Herculaneum, Missouri, just minutes from South County. And right now, 2026 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, Murano, and Frontier models are all available with 0% APR for 60 months. Plus, remaining 2025 Nissans have been discounted up to $12,000 off MSRP. And every new Nissan also includes their 30-day return promise. Qualified shoppers can take advantage of no payments for up to 6 months and no down payment. If you're shopping used at Auto Centers Nissan, they've got one of the largest used vehicle selections in one location with prices marked down significantly. Plus, select used vehicles are available with no money down and no payments for 3 months. With over 1,000 vehicles in one location, it's easier to find the right fit, the right price, and the right payment. Make sure you shop with Auto Centers Nissan out in Herculaneum. Again, right off I-55. Tell them Anthony Stalter from 101 ESPN sent you, and shop this month at AutoCentersNissan.com. ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Callier and Thompson phone line. We're joined by a man who just signed a hefty contract extension, a lengthy contract extension with our St. Louis Blues. It's Dylan Holloway. Dylan, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on the contract extension.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Hollywood, talk to us, baby. How did this all go down? The season ends, and is your agent already talking to Army? How quickly did it unfold? Bring us behind the curtain a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, well, actually, like a group of 8 of us went on a golf trip, so I was kind of MIA there for a bit, and then my agent called me, and I guess him and Army were talking, and it all happened pretty fast. Like, so when my agent called me to when the deal was signed, I think it was like 2 days. So it was kind of one of those things where it was like radio silence for a bit, and then as soon as they started talking, it was the deal was like pretty much done. So yeah, but I'm just super blessed, super honored, and pretty excited about it for sure.
Yeah, let's walk down memory lane just a little bit here, because it wasn't long ago that you were playing with Edmonton, and obviously the offer sheet. We're not going to go over all that again. But then here you are now. One, you picked up a prominent role with the team in your first season with the Blues. Last year, you end up again with a prominent role on the first line, had a fantastic ending to your season, and now you sign a really nice deal here with the St. Louis Blues. I mean, you've got to be really thrilled about where things have gone.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, I'm definitely pretty pumped, pretty excited. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Blues have given me a ton of opportunity, and you know, I was able to use that a little bit, and things have gone well. So I'm just excited for the direction of this team too. Like, I feel like we've got a lot of good young pieces coming in, a lot of good core pieces, and I think we got all the makings to be a championship team in the future. So I'm really excited.
Dylan, you mentioned that you were kind of unaware, maybe caught off guard by this deal. You just a few years removed from being selected number 14 overall. Which day would you say was more exciting, the day you got drafted or when you just signed that deal a few days ago?
I mean, that's a great question. I feel like, I mean, I remember draft day like it was yesterday too. Like, that was pretty exciting, and that was a big moment for me and my family. And but I mean, obviously, like, the deal was pretty special too. So I don't know if I can pick one right now.
You can save the money, Dylan. It's all good.
Get you more money, Dylan. Go with that one, baby.
You earned it.
That's my PR answer.
There you go.
We're talking to Dylan Holloway here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Dylan, what do you think has led to kind of, I don't want to call it an easy transition, because obviously you've experienced it, but when it comes to going from Edmonton to St. Louis, what or who has helped you the most in that transition?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could credit a lot of people, like my family for sure has been supportive of me all, like, throughout the whole way. I know it was kind of a bit of a debacle there when the whole offer sheet situation was going on. I had a lot of people that, you know, were happy with me and a lot of people that weren't. So, but I think the biggest thing was just keep my head down. Like, at the end of the day, like, I'm still playing hockey. I'm still playing the game that I've played my whole life and the game that I love. So, just happen to be for different colors in a different city. But everybody in St. Louis has been so supportive of me and so nice to me and my family. So it's been a very welcoming place, and I'm just really happy to call it home here for the next foreseeable future.
Dylan, let's talk a little bit about, last season, the prior season, you had a really, really nice run with Braden Shen and Jordan Carey. That year line was extremely effective. Obviously, that didn't happen last year, and then the trade of Braden Shen. You find yourself on a line now with Robert Thomas and Jimmy Snuggerud. Let's talk for a second about what made that line click so well. What was it about those two and yourself in particular, the combination that made things work?
Yeah, I mean, I think, our chemistry from the start, I feel like we had some good chem. And I think we just all complement each other really well. Like, obviously, Tomer's he's kind of the backbone of the line. He's the centerman. He's playing D and shutting down other teams' top lines, and he's such an incredible passer, such good vision. And then me and Snuggie both like to just buzz up the wall and, shoot the puck. And Snuggie makes great plays too, and I try to make plays as well. So I feel like just a combination of it all. Two righties on the line. I'm the only lefty, so it's a lot of opportunities for one-tees from our line. And yeah, I mean, we talk to each other all the time. Like, the communication, I think, is great for our line, and we were just able to, keep that consistency up, which was huge, and, find some success.
Dylan, you finished the season off great. I think your line, as you just spoke to, was outstanding. But earlier in the season, you were coming back from an injury, you had the offseason surgery, and maybe things weren't going in the way that you thought that they should have early on. How was that mentally for you when you felt like, you weren't playing to the level that you could have played at, that you obviously did towards the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. I didn't feel like I was kind of myself the first, 10, 15 games of the season. I was, I felt like I was in great shape. Like, I had a good summer. I felt like my skill was better than it was the year before, but it's just that mental aspect, and I think the mental aspect is such a big part of the game. Like, I just wasn't really there, wasn't really trusting myself enough, and then once I started to settle in, I started to feel pretty good, and then I got hurt, so that was another kind of derailment a little bit, but, a lot of support from a lot of different people, and was able to keep my head on my shoulders, and then, yeah, I just had to try to have a good, last 25 games there when I got back from injury.
Yeah, so let's expand that just for a second. Obviously it was important for you and several of your teammates to individually finish strong last season, but as a team, inside that locker room, how important was it for the players, the coaching staff, everybody, to have a strong finish, knowing that there was a level of hockey that you guys could achieve that maybe you hadn't yet in the season?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think that was huge for us. Like, we had high expectations going into the season, and our start wasn't there. It wasn't really, like, nobody was, playing good. We just weren't winning games. It was pretty frustrating. And I think with those expectations too, like, it just made it even more frustrating. And like, we still believed we were a good team. Like, we had good pieces, good players, but we just couldn't really find it. And then I think to have that stretch towards the end of the year, like, I know we didn't make playoffs, but it showed that, like, hey, we are a good team. We can compete with a lot of, like, top teams in the league. And, we're right there. So we are trending in the right direction, but now we just got to find that consistency for the whole year.
A couple more things with Dylan Holloway here in the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. Dylan, was there a common theme the last couple of years now where you guys, whether it was the post-Olympic break, this year or the post-Four Nations tournament, that ends, you guys get rolling. Was there a common theme in both situations that, led to you guys having more success than you did it earlier in the year?
I mean, it's hard to pinpoint, like, a common theme by any means. Like, I think, I don't know, it seems like guys after the trade deadline are just playing more free, not worried about, like, what's coming up. So I think that might have something to do with it. But I think a big part of it is just, like, really, I guess, coming together and, like, playing for each other. Like, I think at the start of the year, guys were, myself included, playing for different things. And I think towards the end of the year, we've just been all playing for that, like, common goal. I think when we do that, we're a pretty special team because, we're a very tight team, and guys really like each other. Guys have great relationships on and off the ice. Like, we're going for dinners with everybody, and, we're a really tight team. So I think when we can parlay that on the ice, that makes us a really great team.
Dylan, how do you think you guys do that from the start next year? Because I've been on those teams too, where you don't figure things out at the start. You figure it out halfway or towards the end of the season. And then your job is to replicate how you finish the season into the beginning of the next season. That didn't happen last year. So now with you part of the leadership group, because you are, with this extended contract that you're having, you're definitely a part of the leadership group. How do you guys start the way you finished?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. That's something we're going to, figure out here and really harp on towards the start of the year. I think that last year to start the season, we finished the season so good the year before that last year we thought the results were just going to come. And we were so focused on the results that we didn't focus on the process of it. So I think, guys, let's say guys weren't scoring. They just, it was like, instead of, like, focusing in on why they're not scoring or why, we're not finding that success, we were just focused on the result of it, and it caused a lot of frustration. So I think a big thing for us is now that we've done it 2 years in a row, like, played super well towards the end of the year, like, guys they know what it takes to win. They know what we got to do, and we just got to, harp on that kind of, like, culture from the start.
Heading into the offseason, especially a guy like you, I've called you a hockey junkie on these airwaves before because I respect the hell out of how hard you work and all the little details that you work on. So this offseason, what's something that Dylan Holloway wants to work on, wants to improve in his game?
Yeah, I mean, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I do love hockey. I feel like it's been a passion of mine forever. But I think this offseason, a big thing I want to work on is just I continue to work on my hands. I feel like hands are such an underrated skill. Like, obviously, you need good hands to play, but the more control you have of the puck, the more plays that you can see, and the more plays you can see, like, the better things that can happen. So I still feel like I can get a lot better with my hands and, be a little bit more silky out there. So I think that's a big thing. And then I want to get a little bit stronger too. Like, I feel pretty strong right now, but I think I can gain, let's say like 5 more pounds of strength, and I think that would be beneficial to me. So that's probably the 2 big things that I'm going to focus on this summer.
Dylan, last question for me. I went to Illinois. I am a Big Ten guy. I know you're a Wisconsin Big Ten guy as well. Did you ever partake in any jump around at Camp Randall during the fall for a football game?
Wow.
I was actually a part of one jump around.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's one of the best moments in college football, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's so fun.
All right, Hollywood, last one for me is what's on the plans here for Dylan Holloway? What do you got going on coming up near future and, over the summer? You doing some traveling, having some fun at all?
Well, I got invited to go to World Championships, so I'm actually leaving tomorrow to go to Switzerland for the World. So pretty excited about that. I know Tom is going as well, so it'll be nice to have a familiar face over there. And so yeah, we're just really excited about that. And then otherwise, throughout the summer, I'm just going to be in Calgary training, and then I got a buddy's bachelor party in Nashville, so that'll be fun. And then
I'll meet you there.
Invites open. You guys are welcome to come.
Appreciate you.
All right, we're going to show up.
You'll regret that one.
These guys.
And Dylan, when did you schedule the steak dinner for the Fast Lane here?
I didn't know that.
What
Chiefs
day,
brought us out. Every time someone signs an
yeah.
extension, we get a steak dinner.
I don't know if the Blues let you know that, like the day you sign, or if it's something that we have to tell you. But just let us know.
In there somewhere.
Yeah, just let us know, Dylan.
Okay, sounds good. I'll keep that in mind.
That's a hard no, Anthony.
That's a hard no. Yeah.
Sounded like it.
Yeah.
If you're trying to hurt us, Dylan, you did. Okay, buddy?
Dylan, congratulations. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to having you on the show again at some point.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All right,
Appreciate you.
Good luck
Thank you.
at Worlds, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks, Chris.
All right, that's Dylan Holloway here in the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. Great kid. Didn't love that last answer, but
it was expected.
It was expected.
We don't have to love it.
No, that's great.
I
kid.
loved asking him the question about just things he wants to work on. I find that always, to me, it's a great peek behind the curtain. Mm-hmm. When a player of that talent can self-evaluate and kind of figure out what he needs to continue to work on to get better. I think we talked about being a pro earlier. We talked about the Cardinals, being a pro. That's what being a pro is all about.
Absolutely. Yeah. Our thank you to Dylan Holloway and the Blues.
Awesome.
Bright future, man.
Yeah, man.
Bright future. Looking forward to it. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We've got a lineup out. I don't know if they'll play a game, but we'll play our lineup game next on 101 ESPN.
Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Salika Heating and Cooling. We just got done talking with Dylan Holloway, Blues forward. If you missed that conversation, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews there and all of our shows, and it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. Cardinals take on the Milwaukee Brewers tonight. Andre Palante on the mound. First pitch is set for 6:45, and we have a lineup, so we will play the lineup game next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Salika Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Fast on 101 ESPN. Don't know if they'll get the game in tonight, but the Cardinals do have a lineup out, which means we'll play the lineup game here on 101 ESPN. Some like it, some don't. But we
what
do.
What about those that don't like it?
We do what we damn well please.
What should they do?
They've got a lot of options. They can just hang tight and wait 8 minutes. Mm-hmm. They can do something else, like take a bath.
Oh, my gosh.
Nobody cares. Work
Get
harder.
something to eat.
Okay. I like it.
I think the hang tight probably works
Just
best.
hang tight and wait around, man.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Yep.
We'll be back to our regularly scheduled program.
Yeah, man.
Just sit there. You got nowhere else to go.
You got nowhere else to go. Nowhere else to be. Nobody else is waiting on you, you know? So just hang there and
chill out, man.
Do you feel there's an inside joke happening on that side of the room?
Oh,
Because-
no. It's all over here.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, we're just...
Marsh, you don't worry about those things. You play those darn sounders when we say those darn names.
Marsh,
You're pure of
Just
heart.
hold tight.
Yeah.
Just hang
You
on.
don't-
Give us a second.
No, don't tell Marsh.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Hold on. Hold on. Just hold on. We'll get to you in a second.
Hold on to the memories.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right. Brandon Sprout on the hill tonight. Right-hander for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Well, hang on.
For the Milwaukee Brewers. What's going on?
That's not a lineup now.
Did they take the lineup down?
It's not raining. It's light rain.
Oh,
They can play the game.
they'll get those concessions.
They'll
Don't
hold
worry.
on until at least 6
Oh,
points.
man. No, the game's not even happening.
What?
Yeah. Jeff Jones. Cardinals and
what was the
Brewers
lineup?
are hashtag banged tonight.
What?
Doubleheader on
Marsh,
July 7th.
Marsh, why
Who's
would you
what?
say anything? We could have played the game, and then you could have said, hey, it didn't
You
matter.
really could have.
Yeah.
We can still
I'm just
play it.
making sure.
We're
All
this far into it.
Yeah, let's play it.
Let's
Show
play
us. JJ Weatherholt.
He might be wrong anyways. I think it's clearing up.
I think it is, too.
Yeah. This is what the lineup would have been.
What's the best kind of firework to buy? Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
How appropriate.
I would like to know. Show us Ivan Herrera.
What's your favorite position?
Designated hitter.
That's cool with me. It's not my favorite, but I'll do it for you.
Show us Alec Burleson.
He's not some magic star.
What? You're insane. He's a huge star at this specific sliver of time.
Show us Jordan Walker.
I have so many things that are open right now. Here we go.
That one touched the ground. That one touched the ground.
Yeah. What's going on there? I'm just fixing something that's been bugging me.
Wait a minute. What have we here?
Show us Nolan Gorman.
We need 38 home runs, 120 RBIs.
I'm ready to go in, Coach. Just give me a chance. I know there's a lot riding on it, but it's all psychological.
Show us Mason Wynn.
Shortstop. That's right. Now and forever. Forever and ever, shortstop.
We aren't in the top 10.
Wait.
This is bull.
He's the best in the business.
Best arm in baseball.
All right, show us Nathan Church.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've
tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones.
Doing Petey Pages is back there?
For sure.
Okay. Go ahead.
Why'd you
Go
say
ahead.
it?
You said for sure.
Palante's on the hill.
Oh, heck.
Or would be on the hill if they're playing.
He's on the bump.
The game was banged, guys.
Yeah, it was banged.
Yeah,
that's why we're banging out. That's why we're banging out this lineup. Palante would have been on the hill.
Well, Urias just got sent down to the IL.
Yeah, but Prieto could play.
Cesar?
Yes.
He's a utility player.
See.
But they brought up JC.
No, they brought down Sajisi.
They just brought him back up.
They brought it back up for Urias.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they don't like him.
Which
is it the Ferminator?
Herrera's catching then. Gorman
I don't know.
Cesar Prieto?
These are all options, okay? I don't think it's Pedro Pajes.
Well, that's what Jamie said, and then I agreed, and then he's like, "Well, you do it." Like he threw me threw it to me at the last second, like you
grenade.
Hey, you handle it.
I pulled the pin, you catch it.
Well, that ain't how the hell it works. Throw it over there.
You want me to throw it at Anthony?
Nah,
what the hell, CD?
Anthony, a pass. Hey, come on, man. You know, show me Prieto.
Oh no!
This isn't the real Caesar's Palace.
What do you mean?
Told you.
Did Caesar live here?
No.
I didn't think so.
You guys didn't get to hear it.
No,
we heard it.
No, we were so excited.
It was from
something.
Hangover.
Yeah.
It was when the guy was talking about Caesar's Palace.
It's the real Caesar's Palace.
Yeah.
All right, Scott.
Yeah, he hit the ball really well last game.
Show us that double machine, Victor Scott.
Feels good going
There we go,
fast.
baby. Look at that.
I was going about
Perfect
65.
hypothetical
tops.
Wow.
You're debating a lineup that doesn't exist.
That's correct.
From the Brewers.
We wasted a good lineup on an off day.
It did exist.
It did exist.
What
It
if?
did exist.
It
What
did
if?
exist.
Hear me out. Because there's no real game. What if Marshy just dinged every time just to make us feel good?
better?
What if
I would never do that. I would never make
What if he's that diabolical?
feel good just to make you
What
feel
you should have
good.
did was buzzed all of them just to make us feel bad. Especially Jamie's answers. He deserves it. I don't know why.
What the hell's your problem today, man?
You told me to go with Pedro, or you said you were going to do it.
I
and
said
you do
Prieto.
it. No.
What I said and what you heard is
That's a pretty good spin, dude.
All right, we do have people letting us know that the game has been postponed.
Thank you. We know.
It's been banged.
It's been hashtag
But look, man, we got segments to fill.
We already started.
We're already up to our knees in the water. We had to submerge.
Sorry. All right, Marsh.
All right, home run game.
No use running it. No use playing the home run.
Nothing.
No.
We're good.
All right.
Cesar Prieto.
Yeah. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. I was reading a behind-the-scenes situation for a team that recently lost in the playoffs, and got me thinking, can personality ruin a player's career? At least what the perception of that player in the career. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Tomorrow night, Golden Knights and Ducks. Pre-game at 8. Puck drop at 8:30.
Let's get dirty. It is that time of year right now. If you've got a graduation party that's coming up or holiday barbecues, please hit up my friends over at Dirt Cheap. Download the Dirt Cheap Rewards app and start saving right away. I use it all the time. You can even order ahead for delivery or just swing by the drive-thru for curbside pickup. It's really, really easy. And for every dollar you spend using the rewards app, that's points that you can use inside of Dirt Cheap. And whether you're stocking the cooler or grabbing last-minute party essentials, Dirt Cheap has got you covered without blowing your budget to pieces. They've always got a great selection of beers available. They've got great wines available. A bourbon selection is phenomenal. They've even got bourbon tastings sometimes. Again, check the rewards app You can get a head start on that. You can also enter certain raffles to pick up some of the allocated bourbons that are out there. Dirt Cheap is the only place that I buy all of my party favors from, and it's easy because they're the best in the business. So please check out DirtCheapFunFun.com. Again, that's DirtCheapFunFun.com for all of the latest steals and deals. Remember, Dirt Cheap, have fun, but be careful out there.
It's a Fast Line on 101 ESPN. So I had read an article at ESPN.com talking about the Rockets and what basically transpired as they collapsed and lost in the first round. And the article, one of the big themes is that, you know, the Rockets had thought they had solved their biggest problem, not having a superstar, and instead uncovered a bigger, deeper issue about identity, leadership, and direction. And the season really changed before it started because Fred VanVleet, who was kind of their stabilizer, tore his ACL in a pickup basketball game and completely destroyed the team's structure overnight. What continued, though, was the Kevin Durant experiment being quite complicated. So he performed well statistically. 26 points per game. He was efficient, available most of the year. But according to the article, his personality, his moodiness, wore on younger players. He didn't really replace the leadership void that was left by Fred VanVleet, and you guys have often talked about this. Just because somebody's a good player doesn't make him a leader, and just because they want to be a leader doesn't mean that people are going to follow. But they really got the player that they expected, but not the presence that they needed. And I thought to myself, with Kevin Durant, at least I do, I kind of poke fun sometimes at the fact that he's never won on his own. He went to Golden State. He joined an elite team. So all he had to do was just provide what he does on the court and allow everybody else to do their thing. And he doesn't really have to carry the team. Doesn't have to be a leader, and just play the game, which is fine. But he's also viewed as one of the better players of his generation. So my question to you guys is this: do you feel as though that a player, even as good as Durant has been, if not great as Durant has been, do you think they can sully their career by not having a likable personality?
Yes.
Like, are we seeing that with Durant? Have we seen that in other like with other athletes?
Think about certain people that have, damaged their own brand. Like, if you don't like Kurt Schilling, you find an easy way to not like him.
Sure.
And other people, Barry Bonds, like, it didn't soil his career, but people, they always talk of Barry Bonds, a baseball player, one of the best baseball players, not the best guys ever. And Barry Bonds and those guys, those are Hall of Famers. But how many guys that weren't Hall of Famers had piss poor attitudes, or just bad people, or just not fun to deal with, or just really just not pleasant at all?
Right.
And then people just stopped dealing with it. I mean, if I had time, I could go back and find a whole bunch of guys that were really good players, not stars in the NHL, that just after a while
yeah.
People are like, we've had enough.
No, thank you.
He can go somewhere else. Like, we don't care. Yeah, he's going to put up 15 goals or whatever. We're good. So I definitely think if you're not a very likable person and you're not a Hall of Fame caliber guy, I think it definitely can ruin your career.
Yeah. Kevin Durant is obviously one of the best players to ever play the game. I think that they thought when they were trading for him, they were trading away Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks, and they thought that they were getting a bona fide superstar that was going to lead them to a championship, or at least to the Western Conference Finals. They ended up with the exact same record that they had last year. Kevin Durant, I think, played in 80 and 78 games this year. Only missed 4 regular season games, and then he missed, I believe, 4 of the postseason games. So the transition didn't happen in the way that the Rockets and their organization thought that it would. But I do think that Fred VanVleet being injured played a huge part into that. Like, you expected to have your point guard, your steady voice. Kevin Durant might be one of the greatest players to play the game, but he may not be a vocal leader. And on a team that is young, you still got, Jabari Smith, Amen Thompson. Like, those are younger players. Şagun is a very talented player, but they probably all defer to the future Hall of Famer. And if he is not good with his words or good in a leadership role, then you're void of that. And you're still able to have the same exact record as you did the year before, but you're void because he's so talented, but you're void of the leadership qualities that a Fred VanVleet can bring to you. Even a Dylan Brooks, who was on the team last year, who most people consider a villain, and they think he's just a rough basketball player, but he's still one of those guys that kind of drags the team into the fight. And you lost him as well. So I think all of those things played a part into it. And that's just who KD is, in my opinion. I have never met him personally, but just from what people say and how he's viewed, hell of a basketball player, but all he cares about is basketball. And, if it ain't that, maybe having relationships and being a mentor is not high on his list. I don't know, but it seems as though that's the case. And if that's the case, and you don't have that leadership quality on your team, you're gonna have what happened in the playoffs to them when they lost to the Lakers.
I think it's a great breakdown. I wonder though if and please share me your thoughts. Provide thoughts here on this, because you guys actually played in your respective sports, right? How much does it take away if the guy, and I'm not even talking about like made a huge mistake off the field in which led to jail time or whatever.
Some of that's actually less destructive than everyday monotonous behavior.
Right. I'm talking about a guy that is great, but is just he almost provides like a tense
work environment,
locker room, or clubhouse, and it's just, man, you're a great player, but you ain't gonna win anything.
Yeah,
because your personality is just awful.
I think that because I think people would say the same thing about Michael Jordan to a degree. That his leadership skills or leadership qualities were
too much, almost
overwhelming, overbearing, beat down. But I think he also you hear the stories that he was always first in sprints unless it was Dennis Rodman. Like he was beating everyone in the sprints. He was one of the hardest working people, and he demanded that expectation of you because he was meeting or exceeding those expectations from himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that leadership quality is there in different ways depending on who you are. But if you're just kind of aloof, off to yourself, not really engaging in teammates and things that are going on, not just on the court but off the court, that can wear you down as well as a teammate, especially a younger player looking up to a future Hall of Famer. Like you're looking at this guy like, man, how do I get to that level? And this is your teammate, and your teammate doesn't really have conversation with you. That can be a bad thing for a locker room.
That's more tolerated, in my opinion, from a Hall of Famer. You'll tolerate some bad behavior, we'll call it, from a guy who can carry you to 6 championships. Is it Michael Jordan? Like, you'll tolerate that a little bit.
Sure.
But let's just throw it back on you, Anthony, and on you, Marshy. Like, it doesn't have to be professional sports to have a coworker that is, good in their field, but just exhausting to deal with.
Yeah.
They're demanding, or they can't work well within the group, or they always have snide remarks or something like. You show up at the office, and if this is the first person you see, you're like, I want to avoid them. So, same thing can be said right back onto you is, how did that make you feel? How did that help your work environment?
Yeah, I think ultimately, even if that person is great at what they do, the team will fail because it just sucks the energy in life out. Like they find a way. Those people tend to find a way to hijack the energy whenever they want, and you start to resent that person. You might not feel like you can perform at your best, or you're being held back, or there's you don't want to be around them. So I think eventually the team will fail around those type of people. And I don't know if it's Kevin Durant, because obviously the Warriors were fine. They won ultimately.
But he wasn't the leader.
He wasn't the leader, and he wasn't hijacking. Yeah. He couldn't hijack the situation.
Right.
But he goes to Brooklyn. They have found different teams for him along the way, or he has put himself in different situations, and he's never won again. So I think those type of people just, unless the team is the Warriors, you end up losing over the long haul. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. We got the biggest question of the day next.
Fastlane's biggest question of the day. Presented by Banner Construction, the experts in James Hardy Siding.
501, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Marsh actually thought of this, and I think it's appropriate. And boy, we got a perfect text right ahead of biggest question of the day. And Marsh, go ahead and read it off the Air Comfort Service text line.
Yeah, from Thanks, Dad. Biggest question of the day: can we raise a man soda for Chris Duncan?
Absolutely, we can. So Chris Duncan. It would have been his birthday today, May 5th. He was born May 5th, 1981. Tragically, we lost Dunk in September of 2019, and he was only 38 years old. But as we tend to do on this day, if it winds up being a day during the week, our guy Andrew, who is a loyal listener, he's done this in each of the last, I don't know, 4 years or so now.
I think at least, yeah.
Every year on Dunk's birthday, he brings us a bunch of Raising Cane's, which we certainly love and appreciate. So shout out to our guy Andrew, thank you. But I say this a lot, and for those that don't know, Chris was obviously a Cardinal and Dave Duncan's son and Shelley Duncan's brother, and I had the good fortune of doing radio with Dunk for a long time on the turn. Me, him, and Dan Betlock, who is affectionately known as Danny Pants. Yeah. I say this a lot, but I feel like this is my way to kind of honor Dunk. It's really not a day that goes by where something doesn't pop into my head that was related to Dunk. And a lot of what we do here, when we talk baseball, a lot of what he taught me in baseball, I still apply to today. And now that I've got, and I think at the time that Dunk and I were doing the turn, I think Killian was an infant when Dunk stepped away from the show. But now that, Killian's 8 and I'm coaching his baseball team and I'm helping out with mental and softball team, and there are so many times where I'll say something during the practice that Dunk said. For example, you can't put a good swing on a bad pitch. Like that was from Dunk, and it makes so much sense. And when I can now relay it to the kids that I'm coaching, I feel like I'm passing a little bit of Dunk on to those kids too, which is special to me. But a lot of people remember Dunk, of course, for all the humor that he would provide. And he was just so naturally funny. There were things, he was quick-witted. Things would pop into his head. When he tried to be funny, he would almost go so far over the top that it was like, Dunk, scale back a little bit, buddy. But when he would just say things off the cuff, they'd all be things that stuck in your head, which is why we get like the Dunkisms. Yeah. So like the man soda, he used to call beers man sodas. Or, we'd be doing a Raising Cane's commercial, and he'd say that the sauce is so good I bathe in it. Like just
it is good sauce.
Stuff like that off the cuff is just, I don't know. That was Dunk. But beyond that, beyond the humor, was a person that had one of the biggest hearts. And I saw that more than ever when we would go down to the ballpark and we'd observe Cardinals batting practice, and as we're walking in, every single person knew Dunk, and he would know them by name. And he was kind of humble about it too. I think I've shared this on air, where he would say, he'd be talking to somebody. Somebody from the ground crew, or somebody that was an assistant in one of the offices, and he would know their names. He would know their spouse's name. They have spouses. He'd know their kids' names. He'd always ask them about it. And ultimately, we'd start to walk away from that person. He's like, I don't know who that is, because he's humble about it. He's like, I don't know who that is. They're like, Dunk, you know everybody, and everybody knows you. And there's always the big, like Wainwright would just have a huge smile on his face talking to Dunk. Or like we'd talk to Chris Carpenter, and Dunk would ask him about hockey because Carp was a huge hockey fan. Dunk just knew everybody. And I don't feel like people got to see that side of him a lot because they'd always want to talk baseball with him, or always want to talk, unfortunately, about, his health, which wound up, being the thing that tragically took his life. But like Dunk was so much more than just a baseball player, so much more than just what you hear in those commercial spots and everything like that. He was like one of the best dudes ever. So miss him big time.
Let me ask you a question. I don't think I've ever asked you this question after all the years, which, for some of our listeners who don't know, I missed Dunk. Like our paths did not cross until, they never did. Actually,
And so, you were on with us though. You were our hockey.
I would come
expert.
on. Yeah. So Danny
Fortunately,
Pants would call me, and I would ended up being the hockey guy on the turn. For a while. And
Dunk and I didn't know a lot about hockey. CD. I don't know.
We had fun on those things.
Yeah.
It certainly did, and so then to have it all kind of come full circle was kind of wild. But I don't think I've ever asked you this. You being the radio guy, Dunk being the former athlete, it's easy for us to learn from radio guys because we don't know anything. We've never, like Carey and I were in our sports. We come in here. Where do I plug my headphones in? What button is
turn
this?
Turn the mic on.
How do I turn the mic? You don't turn the mic on. The board up.
Right.
So all of these things that we're learning along the way, how to do a live read. How stressful is that? Okay, you're laughing, right?
The most stressful thing.
It was stressful. And then people standing in the same room while you're trying to read off something and do a commercial, and you're like, So we learn a lot from the radio guys. What did you learn from Dunk that has made you a better radio personality today?
Oh man, that's a great question. I think you just nailed it though with the word personality. Dunk was a personality. If you listen to his baseball knowledge, that just spoke for itself. But I often, and I don't attribute this to Dunk, but I probably should. When I'm talking to, I'll have the good fortune, someone will ask me, like a high school media person, teacher will ask me, hey, can you speak to my class? I always say yes, absolutely. If it works in my schedule, so I'd love to kind of impart any sort of wisdom I had, because I had so many people when I grew up in the radio industry that were willing to help me, and without those people, I don't know if I'm here. But I always tell them, because I always hear this from parents, my son or daughter knows so much. They know so much about sports. They know so much. You can flip over the card and they know all the stats and stuff like that. I'm like, that's awesome. That's great. Love the passion. Google has that information too, unfortunately. Yeah. So how do you separate yourself? I think one of the things I learned from Dunk was, nobody worked harder. That's for sure. Nobody was more prepared. But he had a personality. You listened to the turn, not just for the baseball knowledge and not just for his stories, but the way he delivered those stories, the way he spoke about people, his opinions. He was always very opinionated. He always had opinions. It wasn't a segment where he's like, I don't really know. So I think that was probably the biggest thing I learned. Like, this is an industry we don't report, right? We're not reporters. We don't have breaking news. People that listen to the show, hopefully, are either having a great day and they want to listen, they want to laugh, or they might not be having the best day, and they tune in, and we can hopefully provide them a smile at some point. And I thought Dunk kind of epitomized that.
So would you say, because of his lack of radio background, that he was able to unlock that part of you? Because the
100%.
Radio world, like, even when I got in, there's certain people that are very serious, on track, and so sometimes you miss being yourself or showing your personality, your humor, even your opinions. So you think he brought that out?
Oh, 100%. I mean this. I'm not just saying this. I mean this, and I've said this before. I'm not on these airwaves right now without Chris Duncan. Like, bottom line, when Dunk had his surgery at Duke, he couldn't do 4 hours of radio anymore because it was him, Randy, and DeMarco, and he just couldn't handle the 4 hours. So when Bernie Miklasz, who was doing middays here at the time, he went back to the paper briefly before eventually circling back to radio. There was a time slot open, and Dunk and I had a great relationship. I was the producer of this show, and him and I had a great working relationship. And because he could only do shorter hours, they were going to move him to the midday slot. And Dunk flat out said, I want to work with Anthony.
nobody knew who the hell I was. I was a producer. I was a producer in Detroit. I was, in Pistons on-site, on-site producer and stuff like that. But nobody knew what my name here. And when we got paired up together, that was all Dunk. And I, for about 6 months, just kind of pitched him, any sort of questions or anything like that. I was just basically the guy that you saw. Just, hey, I'm the point guard constantly.
Your setup guy.
Yeah, but over time, hopefully I got better with it, and him and I started developing that personality. But without him first taking the brunt of, we're a new show, but, Dunk is I like Dunk. Who is he paired up with? I don't really know him, but eventually people got to know the three of us, Dan included, and the show grew. And we were never more than what we were. You know what I mean? We knew exactly what we were. We weren't the biggest shows, but we just kind of did our thing for 2 hours, 3 hours. And eventually, over time, I allowed I grew up kind of on air in the turn with Dunk. But I'm not here without him. Yeah. I'm not, period. I like to believe in my talents and hard work and all that, but without him, I'm not here.
I always appreciated the honesty. People assume you're a world champion or a Super Bowl champion, that he would talk about having the tight cheeks, the times where the ball is coming, okay, coming to me, are you? But being funny about it, but also realistic. There are times, even as a pro athlete, where you're like, okay, I'm here for a reason.
Right. Got to remind yourself.
You got to remind yourself. So I always appreciated that with Duncan. Dunk was awesome, man. He was always cool and just always smiling and pretty. I mean, I don't know that I ever saw him have a bad day. Even when I didn't see him much when he was going through, all of the health issues, but I did text him every now and then, tell him, keep your head up, just thinking about you. But he always was happy, smiling and just enjoyed. I think he enjoyed doing radio and enjoyed being here, and everything else could wait until this was over. So I think he's always in good spirits.
Yeah,
I regret not having the opportunity to spend time with Dunk. Had we done a radio show together, or had we been in the station at the same time together?
Yeah,
I think we would have had fun.
You would have definitely had fun with Chris Duncan. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, you remind me a lot of him, in fact. You're your own people, but you remind me a lot of him, especially on air. And I think that's why you and I hit it off so well, too, when you started to fill in, and we had this cavalcade of people that were filling in for Chris, and that seat always meant, I was kind of, I don't even know if it's in hindsight, but I was not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. Doesn't work hard enough, doesn't, he doesn't take this serious. It's kind of not Dunk. And then you and I did the first show together. And after the first segment, I'm like, oh, crap. Okay, finally somebody, that could fill some very big shoes, but still be his own guy and still be his own personality. And you and I hit it off very well. And I'm grateful for you, man. I am. Because that was not a seat that was going to be filled. In my opinion, I don't know how bosses and all that felt, but that was not going to be a seat that was filled lightly. So
no, and I never took it lightly.
No, you didn't. No, at all. Our first show together, the Rivers and Stalter and Rivers show, was Dunk died, I think, on a Friday or a Saturday. I think it was a Saturday. And our very first show was that Monday.
It was a tribute to
It was a whole tribute. And, here's Jamie is coming in, but you couldn't have been, just, I don't know. You couldn't have been greater.
Well, it was an awkward situation, but at the same time, through all the stories and all the things that you and Danny had I felt like I kind of knew him a little bit. Sure. So it offered me the ability to ask questions.
No doubt. Yeah. So happy heavenly birthday, Dunk.
We got a text from the 618. Dunk was the best when he and his dad would do their segment. It was amazing. I learned more about baseball in those small segments than I ever did watching.
On that note, too, Dave wanted to do those segments. Dave really, he loved talking baseball to St. Louis baseball fans. So he loved doing those Friday interviews, too.
And then Mahomes Longbody texted in, it was always so awesome to hear Dunk tell his dad, love you, Dad, on the interviews all the time.
That was great. That was. If you go back and listen to any of his stuff, I'm going to start tearing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome that he loved his family.
I think it's great when you hear that stuff. You know, so many people, I don't know, kids or whatever, even they grew up, well, he knows I love him. No, you know what?
Tell him. Absolutely.
So, good stuff.
Yeah. So, again, happy birthday to you, Dunk. May 5th. Of course, it was Cinco de Mayo that he was born on. Love you, buddy. All right, we got Bet the Board next on 101 ESPN.
Write that down, Dan. Write that down.
Time to play Bet the Board here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. Much how we do last night?
So Carey and I did pretty well.
Whatever, dude.
You, Anthony, and Jamie did not pick up a point last night.
I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. You did. So Jamie was the only one that did not pick up a point.
Sorry, Jamie.
No, you're not.
No, I am.
It's all right, Anthony. I picked the wrong thing. I guessed wrong. I did the wrong thing. I got to suffer the consequences for
fair.
that.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I like your attitude about
Hold
that.
myself accountable.
Matter, baby.
Good for you.
Okay. So what are we all ones now?
We all have 1 point. Yeah.
That sounds very nice.
No, I said good job.
The way you said it was a little bit pissy.
What do you mean? I said good job.
He's been a little pissy all day.
I was giving you credit where credit was due.
Good for you.
And here you are not appreciating it. Come on, man.
That's just not the way you said it.
That's harsh.
Yeah, I can't guess what you were feeling at the time.
Then you should.
But I can tell you how I felt hearing it, you know?
If you can't guess what I was feeling, then you shouldn't.
But you don't know what I was feeling.
You should just take my word that it was positive.
Yeah.
Positive reinforcement.
I've heard that one before.
I was trying to be polite. Now I take it back.
Oh, see, there it is. True colors. There they go.
Anyway,
out.
Who goes first here, Marsh?
Jamie goes first.
Yeah, Anthony.
How does Jamie go first?
Because I had the winning record. You guys had to catch up to me.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Oh.
I think that's what we've been doing. You don't know.
I don't know.
We're not
Go
picking
for it.
the same thing anyways, Mr. 1.5. All right? Give me 1.5. No, I'm just kidding. Wilds play the Avalanche tonight. I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to give the over in the first period. It is 1.5 goals at minus 145.
I was about to say, it's got to be close to that.
It's right up
150
there.
I don't even know, right?
Yeah.
Is it on me?
Yes.
Give me Ellie Dela Cruz, 1.5 hits, runs, RBI, minus 108.
My turn.
Anthony, your ball, your ups.
I'm going to go with the Diamondbacks, the Arizona Diamondbacks, minus 130 in the first 5 innings.
Oh.
Please.
Who are they playing?
Pittsburgh.
Who's pitching?
Eduardo Rodriguez versus Bubba
Sparks.
Chandler. Yeah, Bubba Sparks. Yep.
It's Chandler.
He's
Sparks
pitching
is
now.
his middle name.
Yeah, Bubba Sparks Chandler. Yep. Yeah. Versus Eduardo Rodriguez.
Cool.
All right, I'm going to go with...
Thank you.
I'm going to go with the Wild and Avalanche over 6.5 tonight in the game.
Really?
And minus 105. I thought Jamie was going to go with that one.
Which one?
The total for the entire game.
It's 6.5, right?
6.5.
I think it's going to get locked down a little bit tonight. Those coaches watched that crap show happen the other night, and they were like,
Were they not pleased?
No.
No?
Jared Bednar was a little more happy because his team put up 9 goals, but John Hines was like not having it.
Like winning 52-48 in football. Like, we won.
I looked at that right
we
away.
Can't stop anybody.
Marshy, and I thought, I might go with that one. I was like, Although the possibility's there, I feel like the teams are going to tighten up a little bit.
Give us a final. Give us an encore.
4-2 Avs.
Okay.
3-2 with an empty netter.
Marsh does not like that.
I know he doesn't. I'm not trying to be mean to Marshy. Marshy, I wish you all the best.
Let's just look at some of the... Let's just go back here. Tampa Bay. Montreal over 5.5. Jamie missed. Pittsburgh, Philly over 5.5. Jamie missed. Those are the last 2.
It's true.
So...
How'd I do on the 3
well.
Eastern Conference Finals games here? Just wondering how I did on those ones.
Not to mention, Jamie picked a game last week that wasn't even happening that night. Had he then picked it,
Waterboy,
I don't think it would have hit.
Well, then I'm way wrong, and you're going to win tonight.
No. I'm probably going to lose because I've been bad lately.
Well, why are you coming at me for?
Yeah, Carey.
I'm trying to...
Why'd you cherry pick me?
I'm looking at the trends.
Why did you cherry pick me? He asked me a question, you didn't, and then you're cherry picking now.
You were the one that had the answer.
Yeah, because I was asked a question. Nobody said, hey, Marshy, can you check his record from the last 3 weeks?
I'm doing this for myself. I'm trying to hype myself up.
You know what? Then keep it to yourself.
You have your hand up.
4-2. Avalanche. 2 goals by each team in the second period, and then 2 more goals by the Avalanche in the third period. That's how they get to 4-2.
Oh, that's how you want to screw me over. See, I told you. Remember I say he's pissy all day? What's your problem?
He looks like he's having fun.
Asked me to fix it, and I fixed it.
There. Get your glove, Michael.
Why don't you fix this like you fix everything else?
You know, I'm going to go with the under tonight in the Minnesota-Colorado game.
You changed your mind?
No, you're
too late.
No, you're going to go with the over.
No, it's too late for me.
And it's going to be 8-6. Maybe 5-3.
It'll probably be a 1-0 game. It's going to be a 1-0 game in overtime.
No.
Jamie hopes it's at least
overtime tonight.
2-1.
At least
1-1 after
2-0.
first.
Jamie fine 2-0 after the first.
1-0.
Overtime.
And nobody wins.
Nope.
All right, we got
He said it.
we got Thunderbirds and Bruins game 3 with the pregame starting at 5:50. Puck drop at 6:05. So with us off just a scotch early, we're going to do criticisms and compliments and 3 stars of the day next.
Circus Sports right there for you as you watch your NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, or Major League Baseball. They are the best app in the business. Go to the App Store or the Google Play Store, and you scroll down, you find the white logo. That one there is for the state of Missouri. You click on that, sign up, and you are ready to go. One good thing about Circus Sports is that they celebrate their winners. They don't cap you, limit you, shut you down. No, they're there to watch you win. They want to celebrate those wins. They also have the best odds of any app that is out there. Download or compare with anybody else. You'll see Circus Sports is giving you the best odds on a daily basis, which means bigger payouts for you, which we got to love that. They got high betting limits. It is extremely user-friendly. Great lines on their futures bets, tight money line splits, great customer service, all around just an awesome app that you should make sure that you download today and get going with some of the action going on tonight. For any other information regarding Circus Sports, visit circusports.com. Again, that's circusports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. We talked earlier today with Blues forward Dylan Holloway. If you missed that conversation or anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and all of our shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. Unfortunately, the Cardinals will not play today. They took down the Milwaukee Brewers last night by a final score of 6-3. Tonight's game has been postponed due to inclement weather, and the Cardinals and Brewers will make up tonight's game on Tuesday, July 7th at Busch Stadium, a part of a split doubleheader. Game 1 will begin at 1:15 on the 7th, and Game 2 will begin as originally scheduled at 6:45. So once again, Cardinals not playing tonight due to bad weather. We are going to wrap the show up because after this, we have the Thunderbirds taking on the Providence Bruins in Game 3. Pregame starts at 5:50. Puck drop at 6:05. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. All right, Marshy. Got criticisms, compliments flowing our way?
Criticisms and compliments. Presented by Bet365. With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything.
All right, we get a text from the 314. You guys always make my day just a little better.
Oh, well, thank you.
All right.
We appreciate you. Thank you for sharing that.
Curb Stomp says, definitely a banger today. Dunk would be so proud. Made my day to get you guys cracking up with the vitamin text at the beginning of the show.
That was really
Well
fun.
played.
Yeah. Boy, I forgot about that start that we had.
Yeah.
We somehow went from the Cardinals beating the Brewers to the Bunny Ranch with Lamar and me supplying him with vitamins.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you were going to pick him up.
Yeah.
And
Again.
Mm-hmm. But I don't felt like you had many complaints doing it again. Just me.
Guy needed help.
And you are a great teammate.
Nah, thank you.
And great wingman. Go pick him up.
Absolutely.
Bring him home safely. Don't want him in those environments.
Support.
Yeah. Walk in, head down.
Absolutely.
Do your business.
Head down.
Head down.
I didn't see anything.
So that HBO doesn't see it.
Yeah.
Hat and glasses on. Who's this mysterious man that keeps coming back to pick you up, Lamar? Friend Anthony.
You don't
have
know.
any other friends?
You don't know.
That guy says it's his brother.
Comes to pick you up every time.
He's reliable. He always brings me folic acid.
He just brings an Enterprise rent-a-car.
Oh, man.
Dressed in a suit.
Oh, boy.
We are mixing all of it
Yeah, we
together.
are. Oh, man. All right, Marcia, go ahead.
Jam here. Fastlane always will be number one.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
you tell
kind
3
of.
more people will actually feel like it, too.
Remember, tell a friend to tell a friend.
You tell a few people to tune in. In our hearts, we're number one.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know what I mean? Like,
Pockets. Not so much. Not so much.
Yeah.
She started a late night infomercial. Sign up now. You'll get a free T-shirt if you sign up 3 friends.
Yeah.
Fast lane after dark.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Call that OnlyFans.
Only fast lane.
Only fast lane. We're going to start our own. Join Only Fast Lane.
You'll love it. If you like the show, you'll love.
Oh, no, it's way different.
Yeah, way different.
From the 314, cracking my first man soda of the evening for my man Dunk. Miss and love you, buddy.
There we go.
Amen.
Be a lot of man sodas cracked
That's right.
tonight to the old Cinco de Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, please enjoy responsibly.
Yes. Somebody in the Snake Pit also pointed out the Buffalo Buffaloes are on the verge of starting round 2.
That's why I named my buffalo in the backyard Dunk.
Dunk, yeah, that's awesome. Jamie got what is it, like
Buffalo
a ceramic?
Trace. It's like a little statue.
Yeah.
Buffalo Trace, the buffalo. I put it up in landscaping, and Ashley goes, "What is that?" I go, "It's a Buffalo Trace. It's a buffalo." What are we going to call him? I said, "We're going to call him Dunk." I said, "Why?" I told her the story. She goes, "Dunk it is." We'd move the trees, we'd cut a bunch of trees. She goes,
"That's awesome.
Don't forget to put Dunk back in the landscape." So there's that.
That's great. That's great.
Obviously, I know you mentioned it earlier, but Andrew came in with the Raising Canes. Since it's criticisms and compliments, we'll give him a compliment for coming in and chatting with us for a little bit.
Yeah, appreciate you, Andrew. Thank you very much. Again, loyal listener Andrew, always dropping us off some Raising Canes on Dunk's birthday.
Ready for the 3 stars?
Yes.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 stars of the day, presented by Circus Sports. No bet fees ever with the world's largest sports book, now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
All right, our 3rd star of the day goes out to games that get #banged.
Yes.
Bang those.
We decided to do the lineup game anyways because we're pot committed at that point.
Yeah.
We're already in.
We weren't going to bang our game for their game.
No.
Nope.
2nd star of the day goes out to taking the bull by the horns.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Got to be careful.
Jamie found out the hard way.
I almost did.
Almost did. That
I got some great advice, though.
That farmer gave you real good advice.
He did. Lifelong advice.
Oh, yeah.
And our 1st star of the day, it's no secret, Chris Duncan is our 1st star of the day. Shout out to Dunk.
Happy heavenly birthday. So let's see, he would have been, 45? 45. Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. We appreciate each and every one of you. We got Thunderbirds and Bruins, Game 3. Pre-game at 5:50, so in about 10 minutes or so, we'll have the pre-game show.
Yeah, and the Springfield Thunderbirds were massive underdogs in this series. They won Game 1, narrowly lost Game 2, 2-1. So now they're back in Springfield here for Game 3.
And this is a juggernaut of a Bruins squad.
Yeah, they like the best team by far in the American Hockey League, and I believe they even got some reinforcements once the Bruins were eliminated, because you have certain players that you can designate to send down that are qualified or in that bracket. So we'll see how it goes for the old T-Birds tonight. Wondering if Adam Juracek makes his way to Springfield. Who knows? We'll see if that happens. That'll certainly help the Thunderbirds. But Steve Ott, again, he's doing a wonderful job, and it's fun. I'm hearing his name pop up in certain rumors for NHL coaching vacancies. People are really impressed with what he's been able to do.
Yeah, he's always been impressive, right? Like we well liked. But when he joined us this last time, and he sounded, as we've all remarked, he sounded like a coach. The way that he was speaking, the way that he was answering questions, just seemed like somebody that has grown comfortable being a head coach.
By the way, NHL draft lottery tonight. Could find out if the Blues get the number 1 pick.
Number 1 overall. Let's go Blues.
What's everybody's prediction? Marsh, give us a prediction.
Can they jump that high, Marshy?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. I'm just asking for a friend.
I think they have like a
4%,
3%, something along those lines.
So you're saying I got a chance.
Better than the Islanders last year. I mean, I can't believe they had the number 1 pick. And look what Matthew Schaefer did for that team. He made them almost a playoff team.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what's your prediction, Marsh?
I say they get the 8th pick.
8th pick. All right, Carey.
Well, I was going to say 7.
Okay.
I'll stick with that.
Well, Andy Strickland reporting that Adam Juracek will join the Thunderbirds for their second-round playoff series. So whether that's tonight or another night, looks like help is on the way for Coach Steve Ott in the manner of a really good defenseman.
Well, good.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Absolutely.
Jamie, your prediction?
You know what? I think Steve Ott pulls it off in the next couple of games. Is that what you're asking me?
No. That's all right. That's all right.
We were talking about Steve.
We were. No.
We were crossing
the
sauces.
We are. We're
just laughing when I'm not paying attention. How about when you're not paying attention? I don't have a problem with you today.
I didn't
like when I get asked about the Carolina Panthers.
Someone asked you that?
I did.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Oh, we asked him earlier a question. He just ignored it completely.
He flat out did.
Flat out did.
Yeah.
Didn't answer it.
When?
Well, exactly.
One of the. Yeah.
Was it in the break?
No.
Jamie posed a question to both of us. I answered it, and then I looked at you.
You just said no thanks.
And you thumbed your nose up to me, so I went to break.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Yeah, forget about it. Go back and listen to the podcast. You'll see.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Schaefer Door Company podcast.
What's my prediction on what?
What pick the Blues will receive?
First round pick.
What number?
3 times.
For 3 times.
Let's go with 6th.
Okay. So we got an 8.
Actually, I don't even know if they can get those picks. Let's just say number 1.
I'll say 4.
Just cuz?
Yeah.
Can you trade up in the NHL draft? Like, can they package
Not
those,
for the lottery.
Can they package those two number 1s?
You could package anything
those
you
3
want.
number 1s for a number 1 overall.
And you can throw a pick in there. You can throw a player
and
in
a
there.
player.
Anything you want, Kerry.
I'm just asking.
No, you can.
Okay. I just want to know.
That's not very common, like the NFL. Okay, well, you asked me a
You
question.
just told me I could do it.
Yeah, he asked me a question and shushes me.
Yeah.
Well, you were going to tell me why I
Sounds
shouldn't
familiar.
do it.
Had that happened for many years.
You should be used to it.
Yeah. Trying to break the habit. Hey, what do you think about? Well, never mind what you think.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Shut that
really
mouth.
want an answer.
Shut that mouth of yours.
Go over here and drink.
Yeah. You did well.
Carefully.
Carefully.
I was at home.
Right
there. Had a helmet on and a mouth guard.
There you go. What the hell were you doing?
Tell you at the break.
Helmet in the mouth guard. Jeez.
Preparing for impact.
Holy smokes, I guess so. By the way, the NFL RA schedules vote to ratify new CBA with the NFL. So negotiations between the NFL and the NFL Referees Association on a new collective bargaining agreement progress. So looks like we might have some real referees
nice.
come next season.
Good.
All right, that'll do it for us. We appreciate you. See you.